You are listening to the Hello Sport podcast.
Tighter than a bobsledder's suit.
Dude, I like that because that's topical because of the Winter Olympics.
Thanks. Hey, you're colder than a vampire's demeanor.
You could have said skin because their demeanor is like, I mean, you might have an outgoing, gregarious vampire.
Which one?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Saying,
isn't that Hotel Transylvania? And I think they have a bit about them.
Yeah, they all have cold skin though, so that's an easier thing to say.
I think.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yes, no, I do know that for a fact because they're dead.
I do think though that
A vampire's dead.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, they're undead, which means they were dead.
No,
but
they
now
are
they're not
dead though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like dead.
And that's why they can't go in the sun.
That's why they live
Their skin's
forever.
cold.
Weirdly, because they're dead. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Okay. I'd argue that
Hasn't seen Twilight. What an idiot.
I actually haven't. No.
probably be one of the werewolves.
Team.
Team Robert Patterson
Yeah.
Team Ed?
Team Edward. Is it Edward?
Edward Cullen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
versus.
Jacob, wasn't it?
I was going to say Jerry. Think it's Jacob.
Jerry, not a sexy name, Edward.
Not sexy.
It was Jacob.
It was Jacob.
Jacob was ripped.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Hasn't he though, Jacob or Jerry from
Dropped off.
Twilight? Is he no longer with us? Where's that guy gone?
Dude. I think he's doing some British show.
Oh, he's actually doing work though.
He is, but I think it's dropped off quite significantly.
That's unfortunate.
Well,
I don't know if
Jacob-
he'll ever see his Twilight years again, literally.
Well, he was basically just be the shirtless guy, you know?
Yeah.
And he probably said to his agent afterwards, listen, I don't want to be the shirtless guy for the rest of my career. I don't want to be typecast that way.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Power
yeah.
to you, Jacob. But when the shirt goes back on,
Where
reality sets
Where am
in.
I looking, Eddie? Shirts off? I'm over here.
Yeah.
Oh, what shirt goes back on? Oh.
yeah, not interested. You didn't have me with the acting. You had me with the shirt off. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Great cheese on those bad boys. Shirt on. Not
What
interested.
I think
What
when
are
they
ya?
were casting
You're just a
him,
shirt now, bro.
yeah, you're just a shirt with a bit of like flesh out the top of it,
With a neck poke
with a neck that can't act.
and a head attached to the neck.
Yeah, you're a
You can't-
shirt with no acting chops.
Yeah.
You're a shirt that's not getting accepted to NIDA.
Yeah.
Correct.
And listen, bruh, no one's paying millions of dollars for a shirt when I can get this one at AS Colour for fucking $30.
Mate, and even that's exy, considering what you can get a shirt for at fucking...
I just threw something out there. You
Yeah.
can get a dollar shirt.
You can get a
$2
dollar shirt.
Yeah.
That could probably act better than that cunt.
I personally think he peaked at during Shark Boy and Lava Girl
Yes, I agree.
as a child actor.
Okay, we'll go through it.
We're getting blank faces.
seen
there.
it.
You guys
No,
haven't
I've
seen
never
it?
seen it.
But that's where I assume he peaked.
Oh, you haven't seen it? I feel like you have.
I haven't.
Are you sure?
I promise you.
So you haven't seen
I
Shark?
haven't seen it.
Okay.
The only reason I know he's in it because I saw an interview with him when he was like 8 and he was at the premiere for Shark Boy and Lava Girl and he did a backflip.
I was about to say I've seen that footage, and at that point, if you're an actor and to try and get people around you, you just got to start doing backflips and shit. Like you don't. There's a good chance you don't have it.
It's a great chance.
You can backflip,
Yeah.
and that's great. But you're not acting, are you? Unless you're acting as a backflip.
Do you know Jason Momoa is like 45?
Is he 45? Can you Dior his age, please, Dior?
Who's Jason Momoa?
Oh,
The biggest hunk of spunk.
what do you mean, Eddie? Like, I get that you're all fucking like...
Who's Jason Momoa?
Come now. Aquaman.
Khal
that
Drogo.
big- yeah, right,
Khal
right.
Drogo.
I just didn't know his name. Khal Drogo. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I saw a photo of him when he's 21 and then it was like 21:43.
He's 42 now.
Fuck me.
And
Still.
No, well, I mean, you were 3 years off.
And also, in case you're wondering about Taylor Lautner of Jerry fame, he hasn't been in a film since 2016, and he's about to star in one this year, which is a Kevin James film with Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler.
Rob Schneider.
Wait, is Adam Sandler in it?
No, but Adam Sandler's. It's his
It'll be a
production
Happy
company.
Madison.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Happy Madison.
If Adam was in it, I'd be like, okay. But he's not.
Yeah, he's
Rob
not.
is.
I've never given a fuck about Kevin James, and I want Kevin to know this. No disrespect to you, Kevin James, but you have never done it for me.
Who's Kevin James?
Paul Blart Mall
Mall
Cop.
King of Queens.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's just that he's just kind of playing a fat oaf.
the big.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to place in like a fucking Bunnings commercial or like
Or a Lowe's.
Well, like,
always
but you know
hates
those
his
ones where they
wife.
just sort of portray men as like dumb fat oafs who are like, oh, you need a drill? Like, that's Kevin James.
Yeah.
He's a walking slapstick fart. Like, okay.
He's a fart.
He's a fart.
Yeah. He's a fart bag.
He's a whoopee cushion.
He's a whoopee
He's a huge whoopee cushion.
Kevin fucking James.
Kevin
the
James.
rise and fall of Taylor Lautner. Jeez.
Yeah, wow. Now that's a Netflix doco I'll watch.
This
I would
is-
watch
yeah.
it.
I'll start it.
Oh, I'd press play.
I'll start it and then I'll go to
just
bed
go
after
to
like
bed.
20
well,
minutes.
either, I'd watch reruns of Cheer or I'd fall asleep.
Yeah, or flick over to Emily in Paris and see if there's any updated seasons, which there aren't, but it's fucking better to just check.
Isn't there a lot of sucking and fucking in that show?
I tell you what, there's some sucking and fucking. Steph made me watch 2 episodes of this show called, and obviously there's sucking and fucking in this show, but it's called Sex Life.
Oh, right.
I was like, okay, but it was just the most like gratuitous in the sense that I'm not anti-sucking or fucking, but it
You've
was
got
like
principles, Tom.
it was just a lazy attempt to capture the female imagination I felt, and I think women are smarter than this sucking and fucking on this show.
I respect that.
It was poor acting, not that matters, but like it kind of does. And it was just such blatant. Like I saw like a chick get eaten out like 12 times in 2 episodes.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, that's fine, but it just is like,
you know,
Look,
that,
I
like,
mean, but what was the show that went to great heights that they all loved?
Girls?
No, it was a movie. Bracey City almost got it.
What, 50 Shades of Grey?
50 Shades of Grey. Appalling.
I've never seen it.
Absolutely
No, I
appalling
haven't
acting
seen it.
from top to bottom. It's just an excuse for someone to get
sucking
tied
and
up and pounded by a rich guy, and they love it. Right?
that's the whole thing, right?
It's
this-
basically, this isn't porn, right? It's not as dirty and crass as porn. So we're gonna flesh it out a little bit.
Do you see?
We're gonna put a bit of narrative.
but we're going
behind it.
we're
We're gonna explain properly why these girls getting eaten out.
but we're
12
also
times.
going to exploit your like deepest, darkest desires and maybe just even a tiny little glint of like, I'm not happy in my relationship, like that might be there, and we're just going to feed that. And
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
you know what? I bet you're not happy. Imagine getting a billionaire to fucking crack you over the head with a whip, and then you guys have sex consensually.
And obviously he needs to be a billionaire because
Otherwise
we
he's a
know
fucking homeless
inherently
person.
if
Imagine
he's
it was a
poor-
vagrant.
If he's poor and he lived in a caravan, it's a horror.
It's a horror film.
it's Texas Chainsaw.
If that guy is homeless, then this is a horror film. The genre changes.
Absolutely. it does.
No one's horny for
Nah,
this.
Dakota Johnson isn't sucking and fucking.
Nothing
homeless down a trailer park.
changes. Yeah, nothing changes a
Simple as that.
nothing changes a movie or a TV show like Wealth. You know what I mean? The genre changes like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Sprinkle a little bit of Wealth in there. Different genre.
Imagine if Richie Rich was poor. That would have been a different movie.
It just wouldn't have made sense.
It would have been like, who is
Imagine calling a poor kid poor. You know what I mean? That just would have been mean.
Correct.
Poory
Poor.
poor.
He just follows him around. He just has the shit.
Oh
of
my
life.
God, do you not have a Macca's in your house, you poor prick?
He can't even. You just look outside, looking at Macca's through the window. Wish I could get some Macca's.
Yo, you can't afford Macca's, you poor
Poory
bastard. Poory poor.
Yeah.
Poory poor? See, again, it doesn't work.
I want to see it though.
I'd love to see.
Do we not want to see the adventures of Poory poor? The poor kid that couldn't afford a thing.
Instead of owning a Macca's, he works at one.
No, it doesn't work at one. Maybe he sells drugs out the back of one.
Yeah, correct. And he's 8.
I'll apologise at the start of this because the podcast has been going for a while. I have got a cough. It's a lingering after effect of COVID.
Perfect.
Just so you know. I'm
Have you
trying
got
to,
long COVID?
I don't have long COVID. I don't think it's been long enough, but I have.
I think it's been long enough.
It's
Anything
been a couple of
longer than-
weeks. No, but long COVID's like 6 months. I've still got fucking,
True.
this is more just like a month afterwards. I also pounded vapes into the earth on the weekend, which didn't
Yeah, see,
help.
this is what everyone says.
I'm
Always
quitting
like,
it, though.
It's the after effects of COVID. I'm like, cuz you're drilling your lungs every weekend, every week. And you've got that little.
Well, can you not talk to me like I'm some pig who vapes? Like you are one of the great vapors of modern
I only
times.
vape on the grogs. I don't vape through the week.
I went to your house whenever the last time you were watching UFC, and it was like junkies trawling through the house for like all these leftover vape bottles everywhere, and it was like, oh, yeah, this one's got a couple of puffs in it, hon. Let's just go. And you're looking
I've
at
been
me
drinking.
like, you hadn't been drinking.
I've been drinking. We're watching UFC together. We're
Okay,
drinking.
we were having tea. Is that, are you just talking about any drink?
We were drinking grogs, and I had half a sting on me. You had a sting on you too, and I was trying to was trying to quell the stink.
Trying to be a good host.
Yeah, correct.
There was a vape out in the rain that he got. That's how desperate he was.
You know what I'm into?
Desperate times call for desperate measures, I suppose. I know where you're coming from, but I also know where you're coming
Thank
from
you.
because you're implying that you don't vape.
Yeah, you're
Oh, well,
talking.
I
He's
do.
talking down to me, right?
Was certainly
Have you been
wasn't.
vaping during the week? Be honest.
No, I haven't had them, but on the weekend I had it. As in, I had a big
Yeah.
weekend away, so we vaped.
It's Thursday, so that cough you've got, I don't think that's vape related.
No, it's not vape related. It's not. It's
You can
long
the
COVID.
Monday morning when if you've gone the big lift and you've pounded a couple into the earth,
Yeah.
your lungs will wake up and go help, and phlegm will come up and all manner of shit, and
Yeah.
you'll be hacking in the shower.
Yeah.
That's play on a Monday, maybe a Tuesday. I'm not allowing it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm just not.
No.
So either we can go along with this long COVID yarn, or we can all admit collectively that Tom's a beater, and he's
Well, I
always
don't know how it
sick.
turned to that. I don't know how it turned to that.
Pretty quickly, too.
Yeah. I don't think
Pretty
it's
quickly.
long COVID and
You are always sick. You are always sick. The listeners know it. The punters
They
and
know
the
it.
dribblers
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
They laugh because Tom, on an episode of Bloke, I don't know, 6 months ago, was like, I never get sick. And ever since then, as if tempting
I think it was like
fate
the first.
itself,
It was one of the first episodes
Always
of Bloke.
sick.
It was like one of the first episodes of the Dirty Merger Pod. I then got hand, foot, mouth.
Oh, fuck,
And
that's-
then I just
you've had
proceeded to get some
You've
illness.
had some things, eh? Shingles,
Yeah.
hand, foot, mouth.
You know what's, and I've probably said this a million times. The ads for shingle
Scurvy.
medication is the most embarrassing things. It's like, it's for old people. Are you over 75? No. Have you got shingles? Yes.
Are you wearing adult diapers?
Wasn't it just because you just ate bacon?
I
for
lived in a
like 6
basement.
weeks?
I ate bacon. We know this.
You know
Now-
that room he lived in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had no windows.
That room was fucked up.
Mold. That's probably why your lungs are fucked. You've been breathing in mold for fucking 2 years.
Well, I don't live there anymore.
I understand
I
that.
haven't
You've probably
lived
got
there for
thermal
How
10
long were you
years.
in that room for legit?
6 months-ish. Because then I moved upstairs. Actually, probably less.
It's not good for you.
6 months of mold will get you.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 6. But I was also vigorously cleaning the walls.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it
Need a
does.
dehumidifier.
I had that as well.
Okay.
I don't believe you were vigorously cleaning the walls.
No,
I reckon
because-
you cleaned them once or
Right,
twice.
but you know, there's like germaphobe. There's germaphobe me though. You know what I mean? There is germaphobe me. And
Your
if I see mold on the
germophobia is more
walls,
about sharing like a toothbrush. It's less
no.
about
But
being
also,
clean
let me
and
tell you,
germs
if
and
you
stuff.
are ever entertaining someone of the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on your proclivity, penis or vagina, may that be, you don't want someone coming into your room and seeing mold on the walls.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, so I'd clean it in the hopes
He wants to do some sucking and fucking.
that
They're not going to do
I was going to be able to do a bit of bloody.
Sure, but you'd happily
Grey's Anatomy or
you'd
whatever the
happily
fuck it's called.
short ball a potential Grey's Anatomy student onto a cot bed. That's fine.
dirty cop.
Well, yeah, that was. I was a little younger then. I was a little younger.
It's
right,
different era.
right.
Couple of years. It's the dirty
Really
cop
mature it up.
Really, I really grew up. Now, punters and dribblers, if you listen to this, some of you may be wondering, who's that third voice? And I'll tell you, it's Dior Dave. Who's the fourth voice? Well, it's Jack Edward Archdale, Jarchy of TikTok fame. He's a long-time friend. And he comes in and joins us because we finally, we were just waiting for him to reach the heights where we could acknowledge him, I think, publicly, Edward.
Well, he wasn't really that important
Okay.
up until recently. I
I
mean,
surpassed you guys, I suppose.
well,
Yeah.
you did. Well, in
But
some
like,
ways.
you know,
Well,
in some ways.
some
In some
ways.
ways, you had.
In raw numbers, yeah, sure. I'll
Sure.
give you raw numbers.
Yeah.
In power and influence and loyalty, no.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're dead right there. Very
So,
fleeting. What I've
but
got.
I will give you the raw number thing. I will give you the raw number
Oh,
thing.
when it comes to raw,
Yeah.
he's as raw as it gets.
Did it hurt me seeing him go from 6,000 Instagram followers to like 32 in a day?
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. It's done.
Because it's taken us a while to grind those 25 out, but they're solid 25, an honest 25.
Yeah. They're an honest, they're a
It's
tried,
an- it's
they're a
a-
dyed-in-the-wool 25.
It's a hard yakka 25. A 25 you can hang your hat on, not that floozy 32 he's got.
yeah.
floozy.
Dude, those 32 will abandon him at a fucking moment's notice. If one of us were to commit a crime where we needed some help, we could call on any one of those 25 and they'd come like that to
That
bury
is
a
true.
body.
But what I think what has helped also is that now maybe I've garnered some of your loyal 25 through my appearances and mentions of the podcast. So I've probably got a loyal 500 out of your 25.
Well, it might be more than that now.
It's probably more than that.
Hopefully. So maybe I do have sort of 800 to 1,000 loyal.
Yep. The rest floozies.
31,000
Wouldn't help
probably
you bury a body.
Wouldn't help me bury a body.
Okay. And I think that's how you mark your audience. Would they help you commit crimes? Yes or no?
Actually, I reckon a few of mine would. just judging by the
Yeah, you'd have a
You'd
couple
actually
of
have a
road
couple.
operators.
You probably have more criminals in your audience.
I definitely do. Post jail Aussie 69. No longer a crim 42.
Jailbird.
Jailbird, tattered jailbird 800.
Jailbird mama.
That's it. Jailbird mama. Yeah, no, but it's good. It's been a good little. That was actually fucking wild because it was just pretty much one video that just got me like 25,000 followers.
That was fucking insane. That was the one where you just go in the fucking thing and the
thing.
fuck is
Yeah,
like about.
yeah.
How much was that directly related to the one and only puppet Archdale?
Oh, it was Archdale. Heavily. Well, it actually started because I was doing a video of like basically dad. So I was doing like little short clips of like dads. You know what? They got their text. It's huge on their phone. How do you friggin' read this? And I was sort of like doing, and I did a compilation and I sort of put it together and I wasn't really that happy with it. Like I was like, I don't think this is that funny. But I had two bits in the middle where it was like, where's me fucking screwdriver, this fucking thing? And then and I was like, oh, maybe it'd be funny to do that. So I changed up the video and then did just like a compilation of different scenes of him going, these fucking things. And I think it just resonated with so many people because that's so many people's dad or their fucking husband or them.
Him wearing your mum's glasses on the computer was so good.
Yeah, that was perfect.
So fucking accurate. I couldn't believe what I was saying. I'm like, oh my God.
Isn't that funny? These old bushies always have these really like, they just got them from the chemist.
Oh, dude.
And they probably don't.
No, they're chemist glasses.
Bro, that's
They
all
look-
my old man. My old man exclusively shops at a chemist for sunglasses and reading glasses. Like he doesn't give. He's like, that's all I'm doing.
He's like, you don't need a prescription.
Nah.
Just like a couple of different magnifying, like,
Yeah,
you know.
a couple of different levels.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, how am I seeing them today?
Correct. They don't give a shit.
And then they're usually wearing them when they can't find them. They're on your head or they're on your eyes.
Correct.
You just got used to this fucking level of magnification.
Exactly right.
How do you with TikTok? Because obviously Eddie and I,
Yep.
you know, are we competing with you on TikTok? Sort of.
Okay.
Do you edit shit in the app?
No.
Okay.
So I used to, but it was just a bit hard. So I downloaded an app called Splice, give me money. And they, it's a really good editing app. Like it's super easy to use. And it just makes it so much fucking, I actually enjoy the editing more than anything else. Because it's like when you put it all I'm watching it all come together and I know if it's funny or not.
Yeah.
So I use an editing app for that. And then very rarely would I ever use, I'd only use the TikTok app if I was doing something quick and easy like.
With that, but like, can you go like film a video, stop, film another bit, stop?
Yeah,
film
see,
another
but
bit, stop?
that's fucking admin.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, absolutely.
So I just get them. At the moment, like if I'm doing like skit stuff, which is basically what I'm doing now, I'll pretty much script it out. I used to just do it like it's in my brain. I think I know how it works, and I'd be standing there and telling people like, "Oh, film this bit now." And I'm like, it was just a bit of a shit show. Now I actually like script them out. It takes 10 minutes to write a script.
Yeah, it's not that.
And it's so much easier. And then it's just done. And then when I put it all together, I'm like, yep, this is good.
Hectic.
Conversely, some of the funniest shit I think I've ever done also goes the poorest, and it makes you question your whole reality.
Oh yeah.
And then some of the
doesn't it
dumbest
just
shit.
like eat away at like a bit of your soul, like a bit of you you're not entirely sure is there until it's fucking hurting. You're like,
Oh yeah.
how? Oh, the fuck don't you get that?
I'll be editing a video like laughing out loud at myself, being like, this is
Putting everything in your life on hold to get it up because you're like, I need to finish this thing. It's the funniest thing I've ever done.
yeah. And then it's like
And just-
3 hours later, it's like 5,000 views, and I'm like,
Okay,
But
that's
I
enough.
think
That's
it's
enough
some of
that.
it. I think is that generational gap. Like Ella's
Yeah.
sister Grace was showing me a video the other day. Got 1 million views. She's like, "Look how funny this is." I'm like, "That's not funny at all. That was
Yeah.
the stupidest video I've ever seen." It's like 1 second of this girl laughing at something with like, she's doing a voiceover with a bit of text on it. 1 million followers. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
yeah, it is different.
Every
And
video
TikTok's
she
different
shows me,
too.
I do not understand.
And it's like, we're not that much older, so I don't feel like I should be so far removed from like what the fucking kids are into. It's like, I'm basically 24, you know?
But I just, exactly. It's what the kids are into. It's just that sort of context is a bit different. Things that they find interesting seems
But
to be.
I've realised that I've plateaued into that part of life that like I don't care about like fashion anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Clearly.
Hurtful. But Do you know what I mean?
Sharkara.
I don't know. I don't know.
Really?
What's
Did
cool.
you just reach that point in your life? Did you? I've been seeing you wear fucking some pretty rogue shit. For a
No,
while.
but I would have thought that was cool at the time. But I don't know what is cool.
So
to
are
wear.
you just realizing now that you've been dressing like an asshole for 5 years?
So you thought that was cool wearing that shit?
No. But you know, back when you're younger, you go to like. I haven't been into a general pants for fucking God knows how long. You know what I mean? Is that even still a thing?
No, I went in there the other day. Actually.
Okay. So it's like, but I don't
think
know
these
what
ones
is
are okay.
fashionable. And that's when I realized, like, I'm getting to that point where it's like I don't know what's fashionable anymore. Like, a skinny jeans still cool?
I don't know. I think you just wear what you want to wear, and
Correct.
if you like it, then that's cool to you. Whereas, you,
Well, I think
don't-
that's.
I don't-
Well, I think, but
does he doesn't.
you're sort of saying the same thing. Like when you're young, you're like, I want to wear what's fucking in trend. And now when you get older, you're like, I'll wear what I want to fucking wear.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I've
It's a
got.
different
to.
approach.
Yes.
Yes.
Are skinny leg jeans still cool? I don't think that you can rock boot cuts and be the fucking king of the world still. I don't
What
know
are
if-
boot cuts? As in
boot
they
cut,
fit a boot.
as in like they fucking really baggy.
Is that
at
what
the
he's
bottom.
wearing?
These are a bit
No.
tighter.
You are
they're
wearing some
tailored.
serious
These are
fucking Cubans
slim,
on a Wednesday,
slim.
Thursday.
Now boot cuts are like the really wide ones. They used to get cuffed.
Gotcha. Yeah, they get
Yeah.
scuffed at the back.
Scuffed at
and-
the
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
flared
They'd
pants.
flare
Yeah.
it. Like flared, but they weren't flares. Whereas we're not in that era, but we're certainly not in the cheap Monday fucking painted on fun boy.
We're not in the
jeans either.
Panic at the Disco era.
No, we're
Correct.
not.
Yeah.
Will that era ever come back?
Yeah, dude, they all come back.
You reckon?
I think baggy
you reckon
pants
the
are
fun
actually
boy-
in now.
They are.
Baggy pants are actually cool again. I can't get around it. I just like a more moderate. Are they skinny? Are they baggy? I don't know. I'd prefer them to be tighter than baggy, but looser than skinny.
Good.
No, I'm with you 100%. Do you
I,
go the ripped? You're a ripped
I've
guy.
got a couple of ripped. I don't.
Show
I
off
wouldn't,
those knees.
I wouldn't go and buy. Well, I had these ones where it was ripped on my scar. Now,
Yeah, I
unfortunately,
know.
the scar has been overtaken by psoriasis. Doesn't look cool. Looks gross. So initially, it was like, oh, what happened to your knee? Well, I had a flourishing career as an athlete that was taken away from me. Now it's like,
Now
what's
I have a
that?
skin disease.
Now it's like, do you need to like put cream on that thing? Oh yeah, I have an autoimmune
Yes, and I'm
disorder.
103.
I have an autoimmune disorder that basically is my body attacking itself, and there's no cure for it. I'm gonna go put some other pants on.
yeah, I might.
And I have shin splints. So that's why I'm hobbling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I always wondered why you were showing off the scar. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. Look, I don't mind ripped jeans. I probably got 2 pairs of them, but I don't think I'm buying more ripped jeans. I own all the ripped jeans I think I'll ever own.
Have you ever done it yourself, Rip?
No. Because I mean that's like
Do
too
you
much
do
effort.
your own ripping?
Wow. He's fast.
Oh.
Have you?
No, I don't. That's a lot of effort.
I've got a pair of pants that were not bought ripped, but are now ripped. But it was most certainly not on
You
purpose.
did your own ripping.
But
He did his own
But they
rippings.
ripped
Of
around
course
the
Dior
knee,
did.
so it works. Yeah.
Well, a
Don't
Dior
know.
will Dior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dior will always
We know
Dior.
that.
We know a Dior will Dior. I mean,
I was gonna say. So I heard this when someone told me this when I was in Byron recently, because fashion capital of Australia and whatnot. But apparently, loose-fitting clothes are more in fashion now after lockdown and stuff, because everyone's been wearing that, and it's not, and people might not have the body to show off. So like, I was trying to buy some like Hawaiian shirt type things, and I'm a skinny guy, and they're like, nah, everything kind of at the moment is like loose fitting and not like
Everyone became a
skimp
fat
slim.
cunt.
Well, how tight do you want your Hawaiian shirt?
No,
Dave?
but like the
he
American
wants a
cuts of these
small one, they're
Hawaiian
like-
shirts are like they're baggy
he
at
wants
the
extra
sides.
small, and they've only got.
So right, so have you ever thought about like just going to fucking Oshkosh Bagosh or something? Like they'll have one a bit
Yeah,
smaller.
Cotton On Kids usually have mine.
Cotton On
stuff,
Kids.
yeah.
What's the
I thought
smallest-
you were going to say if you ever thought of going to the gym, and I was like, God, no.
No. You'd have to do steroids to get jacked, wouldn't you? Like some people just
Probably.
have to do roids.
You'd have to do a couple of cycles.
A cycle.
Oh, you'd have to do a couple of cycles.
You'd have to do.
Would you do it? That could be a fun
Would
thing
you
to document.
cycle?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
Let's juice you up.
If it was like all rationed out for me, and some doctor did it all, and it wouldn't interfere with my other drug use,
Dude,
then
if
I'd
you
be
were
happy.
jacked, you'd never have to do your own ripping again.
That's true. His
about
muscles
that.
would rip it.
All you got to do is do steroids. You never have to rip
Just
another
as
day.
well, Dave, I was approached at a cafe the other day by a dribbler, and I can't remember. I'm going to say it was called Grouse Gardens. Shout out to Grouse Gardens if that's what it is. He gave me his card, and he's like, we operate exclusively in the eastern suburbs, and I would be honoured to have D or Dave come and work for free for a day, and I'm going to bury that motherfucker. He said it'd give me no more greater joy than have him just work him into the ground. And I said, I'll take your card, sir. Thank you very much. So that's coming.
Good, mate.
It's a content series called D or Does.
Yeah, we're just
D
gonna
or
get
does.
we're just gonna
So
get
D
Dave
or
to
does
do shit.
gardening. D or does labouring.
D or
D or
does
does
D or does
digging.
steroids.
D or does meth.
D or does steroids.
Steroids.
D or does meth. D or does acid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on a train.
That sounds like that's
We
ripper.
sit D or Dave on one
D or
of
does.
Sydney's public transport trains for for 12 hours while he has a tab of acid and just deals with it.
D or does public transport.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I'll just stare at the cool patterns on the seats the whole time.
That would be the most overwhelming experience of anyone's life, I think.
Yeah,
to sit on
that
a
would-
train.
Depends who hopped on.
I think
know what I
anyone.
mean?
I think anyone will set you off.
You got like a old junkie or something like that. That'd really.
Who was like yelling and screaming and coming down and being a big day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what to do in that situation, right? You're just kind of like, all right, let's just get the back to the wall and just sort of watch
Head
it
down.
Dude, I had to push a junkie off a train once. This junkie, I was going.
Were
to
you
work.
helping him or were you just like,
No.
get out?
I was get the fuck off. It was crazy. I was going to work once, and this there was this he was a decrepit old fuck, and there was these young girls going to school.
You pushed an old man off a train?
Yeah.
That's how like if you were to have a media completely change the context of a story to make you look like a bad person.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
TikTok
if
Jarch.
legacy media doesn't like the way that you're trending,
Yeah.
getting too big and powerful and too big for your boots,
Which is happening.
Jarchy from TikTok.
then
pushed an
they'll
old man
take
off a
this,
train.
they'll clip it up, and
Well,
so, but fucking
I'll be
tell it
careful.
anyway.
Jarchy from TikTok bashed
No,
an
no,
old man.
don't be
yeah,
careful.
bashes old decrepit man. No, he goes to this young girl. She was probably like 8 years old, and he goes, "Hey, you going?"
Oh, fuck.
And she was like really like scared, and she was sort of going like this. He goes, "I'm not gonna fucking bite you." And I was on the phone to I think Toby Locke at the time, and I was sort of looking at everyone, and everyone was just like not doing it. And I was
Was she
like,
by herself?
she was with like there was a couple of girls there, like a group of them,
Right.
and I'm not gonna fucking bite you. I'm not gonna bite you. And I just go, "Oi!" And I grabbed him and I go, "Don't talk to her. Leave her alone." And he goes, "Don't you fucking touch me, don't you?" And he's screaming at me, and I'm going, "Oh, mate, I'll call you back." And I'm like, I was just standing there letting this like junkie yell at me. And then the girls got off the train. And I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Don't worry about him. It's all good. Don't worry." She was fucking terrified. They got off the train and he stayed. And he was just like lighting me up. And then at the next stop, I was like, "See ya."
So just as the door closed,
I was like, "You're fucking out of here." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." And pushed him off the train. I was like, "Nah, you're not coming back on." And closed the doors. And everyone looked at me like I was a psycho. And I was like, everyone was looking at me like I was the bad guy. And I was like,
Oh, so you didn't get applause?
I was expecting
it
everyone
was
to
going to be like thunderous applause.
yeah, I literally was like this.
turn around to get everyone to fucking...
Everyone's just like, back to their phones. And I'm like, "You
That's
fucking
like the
cowards."
live equivalent of having a video not go well that you thought everyone was going to love. You're just like, what the fuck? I thought everyone was loving this.
You are dead right. You're dead right.
I would have clapped you.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah.
Is that your hero moment?
That was I mean, look.
I reckon you've
it
got
was
a few.
It was pretty easy. He
Yeah,
was
but-
so old and junkied.
But it's not about whether it was easy or not. It's about whether you were a hero. Because you can still be a hero. Like, no one else got up and did it.
Well, they were all, pussies.
Not only did they not do it, they didn't
Appreciate
appreciate when it was done.
They truly almost hated it.
So they've missed a real life hero moment. One they could tell their kids about.
They took that away from me.
Well, they took it away from themselves.
You're dead
If
right.
you think about it that way.
You're dead right, Ned.
I don't have any of those.
Hero moments?
No, I don't think so. Well,
I
if
reckon-
I have to think about it,
Yeah.
that's probably not happened.
Well, it's not. It certainly wouldn't be worthy of it. But I reckon I've also got ones where I've tried to be, and it probably like, you know what I mean. Where in the time I probably thought it was cool, but I can't think of anything that immediately comes to mind. I did get punched in the face by a junkie in Taylor Square, and I didn't fight him. So you could technically call me a hero because I could have fucked him up because he was like he wasn't. But it was like, I don't want anything to do with this, man. I was on the phone to Simi P, actually. Shout out to Simi P. And I was walking home. I was laughing. This guy was walking down the street kicking bins over off his Nuna.
Oh, he's no.
I was laughing on the phone to Sim. He thinks I'm laughing at his bin work, but disparagingly so. And he comes over and starts fucking having a go. And I'm like, think I'm about to get attacked by a junkie, dude. And then he's just like, "You fucking did it." And he's swinging at me. And I'm like, oh my God. And people are popping out of their windows looking at it
How
like,
good are they?
and I'm like, I'm not hitting him. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight him. And he's still coming at me. punches me in the face, spat in my eye.
Tommy Burns.
Yeah. Now, many would say, well, why didn't you just punch the guy at that point? Despite popular opinion, I don't like to fight.
Proud of you.
But it was...
That is great.
If anyone deserved it, probably a guy that spits in your eye. I tackled him to the ground and then I got up and I walked
Someone
away.
spat in your eye.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Punters and dribblers. If you haven't worked it out already, that is like
That's the point where I started.
worst thing you could do to Tom.
Because you inject heroin into your eyes when your veins shut down.
Well, I'm wondering if that's maybe
the
the point where I started getting sick all the time.
Do you reckon that was the moment?
Maybe I'm patient zero.
junkie spit.
Maybe junkie spit did you in because your immune system is fucked,
It's not the best.
and that's fine. Like we can have a conversation.
We can have an honest conversation about
I think we should be able to.
Yeah.
Three good mates sitting down having a really honest conversation about
a junkie spitting in my eye.
Yeah.
And what the ramifications of that
and
may
what
have
they
been.
were, because they would have been something. As you pointed out, you can inject shit through the eyeball.
Oh, it's incredibly porous, the eyeball.
It is. It's a porous part of the body, the eyeball. Very porous.
What's porous, man?
Not
What's a
100% sure.
porous?
Look, I think like it absorbs. I don't think that's necessarily what porous means.
Shouldn't have brought
But,
it up. It sounded cool.
Dave
now.
can get the fucking...
Was porous the word invented by a man who was himself porous?
I think that was actually a nickname for Pori Poor. Some of the boys in the streets used to
Yeah,
call him porous. 'cause he
porous.
was fat like a walrus.
Yeah. Porous the walrus.
Porous the walrus.
Porous the walrus.
Why you said poor?
Yeah.
Also, how are you
How
so
you so
fat?
when you're that poor?
Sugar.
I just ate out of the
No, it's true. Sugar, dude. Sugar's cheap.
Porous means, so it has to do with a rock or other materials. I don't know if it
The
can be
actor.
used to refer to
Nah,
refer to
it can,
skin.
Dave.
So it said having minute interstices. I don't know. Basically,
Indices?
no, interstices. Basically,
Interspecies?
no, there's a T and a C. I don't know. Anyway, basically little through which liquid or air may pass. So lots of little holes, very absorbent, basically.
Very absorbent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But
Case
who
closed.
came up with the word porous?
Probably the
Was
Latins.
porous the walrus?
I think it was the Latins.
The Latinians is the word you're looking for.
It's late Middle English, actually, based on based on the Latin porous.
Thank
The
you.
Latinians were a intelligence.
They were a judicious bunch, weren't they?
They were judicious and suspicious of those that weren't judicious.
What's judicious, mate?
Look, judicious is
I feel like you blokes just
thorough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thorough.
They're a thorough.
Thorough
well,
and
not exactly.
attention to detail.
And they were studious.
Studious.
Hold on. Dior's come back with not exactly.
Judicious, having, showing, or done with good judgment or sense.
Perfect.
Again, from the Latinians.
Yeah, that's kind of thorough. Good judgment or sense.
Another Latini-
So you
another
have a good
Latini
understanding of what you're doing. Obviously, I'm not going to give you word for word dictionary definitions here, punters and dribblers, because you just got to know the words.
Know the vibe.
Yeah.
Do you know that ain't no ting comes from, it's Latinian?
Hold on.
Ain't no ting.
What the fuck
no
was that? Excuse me. We can't just allow that to happen. We can't just let that go. What the fuck was
You know
that?
how people say that in those like UK shows?
Yeah. Ain't a ting, bruv.
Yeah.
Oh,
Latinian.
okay.
It's
You,
Latinian.
you said it.
Old school. So all the Latin Latinians were walking around going, "Oh mate, my donkey just died. Ain't a ting, bruv." Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's like. Anyway, so Jarch, TikTok. How'd you get started, bud?
First video.
So what happened was I was working on a sheep station at the time, and one of my friends, Georgie Waters, she texted me, and she's like, because I've this fucking podcast that I was going to do, which has really been put on the back burner for years and years, Great Australian Yarns. She was like, hey, you should, when you start that up.
Coming soon.
She's coming soon. She's like, you should have every platform, and when you've got it, just promote it on every platform. And she's like, get TikTok. And I was like, what the fuck is TikTok? She's like, it's this new like short form video content platform, blah, 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 blah. She's like, post some old stories, just old Instagram stories on there. Just have a page, and when you get it up and running, promote through it. And I was like, righto. So I got it, and then I posted some old Instagram stories, and there was just one of me patting an echidna, which
Yeah.
I tagged you in.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
Eddie the echidna. I was just patting an echidna. And it just went gangbusters because I think there's a lot of kids, like young kids, like in the US and shit, probably anywhere else, they like thought it was like a dangerous animal, you know what I mean? And they were like, that thing's going to spike you in the head.
Well,
and
they
stuff.
are dangerous.
Yeah, terribly dangerous.
They can spike the fuck out of you.
Well, just they've got a lot of bacteria on their spires. So I posted that video and it went gangbusters and it got me like 20,000 odd followers.
Didn't it get like 2 million views, some shit?
1.3 million.
Did that blow you? Because
That's
this
a
is
lot.
when I was like, okay, obviously, echidnas for us isn't exactly fucking, but also, I didn't think that no one knew a fucking echidna existed, or like 2 million is a lot.
Well,
to me, Tom Trebojevic jokes barely get a fucking 100,000.
Well, I think they got 100.
Barely compared to an echidna that's just fucking.
But that's what I mean.
Well,
a lot of
echidna's
kids wouldn't have
trend.
known.
They do.
A lot of kids wouldn't have known what it was.
It was you patting it, I think.
That's true.
So nonchalant.
Put it this way. That was an Instagram story initially and I tagged you in it. So I called it Eddie the Echidna.
Yeah, I appreciate
I
it.
would have got 2 replies and one of them wasn't from Eddie. So it didn't go down well on the gram.
No.
But on the talk, it went gangbusters.
Yeah.
And that's how it all kicked off. I'm like, holy dooly, like, there might be something here. So I just kept posting content. And the difference was I was working on that sheep station at the time. And so the content was just kind of like my daily life. You know what I mean? It was just like working. And then when I moved back to the city, I'm like, fuck, like this has got to change.
Everyone thinks you're a farmer, but you're a fraud.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
We don't live on a farm.
No.
Well, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I do.
Yeah,
I still
But
do.
now you don't.
Well,
and
now
it's
I
about
don't.
how do you explain to the masses.
Like,
Well,
are
that's
you a Sherpa no matter what, even if you like now live in the city? You know, you're a Sherpa in Nepal, but now you're a fucking
well, he's an ex-farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it.
you know what I mean?
that
Former
was
farmer.
the
A former
transition.
farmer.
FF. That was the transition.
It's like I used to go to school, but I'm not a student
Yeah, is he
anymore.
still at Dubbo South Primary?
It's good.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is good.
Just because he wears the fucking, the school uniform.
Doesn't.
Like
It's
Jarch.
actually creepy that I'm still wearing the school uniform.
Yeah.
You're 30.
Yeah. 32.
32.
Well, no, that was a hypothetical of a guy that was wearing the school uniform still after he's left school. That's quite
You're
creepy.
32 though.
32 going on 30.
Let's carry on.
So
Getting
moved
bogged
back,
down.
but that was the transition as well, because it was like, well, now I'm here, and I started posting more skit sort of content. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people were like, "Hey, I thought you were from the country," and then I'm like, "Well, yeah, but now I'm here."
Like those guys we ran into. Remember with Ella and Steph from Balmoral? And he's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
That's right. Yeah. He was like this bloke drinking on the hill. He's like, "What the fuck? What are you doing here?" And I'm like, even like he didn't know anything about me. I'm like, people can travel.
Yeah. Even if you were still even if you owned a fucking farm, it's like, it'd be
Correct.
like seeing fucking like Chris Hemsworth and going, Thor? What the fuck's he doing here?
Exactly right.
Like, relax, dude. Like,
Yeah.
It's fucking.
But yeah, so now it's gone into so that's the good thing though, is like I've had to change up the content just because of my surroundings. But the best thing is the farm, we've still got the farm in Walker, which through lockdown and, COVID and stuff, I still go back there all the time. Like I work there for about 3 weeks to a month and like I get back there all the time. So it's like I can still do my country content, which I enjoy doing immensely. But
Which
then-
your best stuff?
It's my best stuff. It's my best
But I don't think it's limit. I think you've got some pretty good shit that isn't country related as
100%.
well.
But the
Yeah,
best
thanks.
stuff he's done seems to have been done.
I think that's because of that base following.
But that dad joke one didn't need to be country based. It was just.
But
a
it
good
was
video.
on the farm, is my point.
No, of course. But like, it didn't have to be. That wasn't what was funny about it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, people just resonate because it's like fucking, that's them or their husband or their dad like. But yeah, you're dead right. Anyway, it's
I remember when we were at your place for like your birthday or some shit, and you were like, "Oh, look at this fucking TikTok thing," and it had like 6,000 followers. We were like, "What? How the fuck's this happened?" And you're like, "I don't know, dude." And then it just kicked on. Now, how many you got?
213,000 now.
Jesus.
But it's such a weird. TikTok's weird. I reckon. Like it's unpredictable. I reckon. You know what I mean? Like I sometimes, because my worst thing is consistency in terms of posting all the time. Because I just don't want to post shit. I want to post things that I like think are good and that I'm happy with. But sometimes I've got to post filler content. And it's like I posted one of Steph coming back after getting a fake tan, and I'm like, buddy, that's almost racist, that colour. You're pushing on, that's nearly blackface. And that got like over 1 million views.
dude, that was funny as fuck.
Yeah, I know, but like for me, that was just filler content.
Yeah, right.
That was an Instagram story that I put up, and that went gangbusters. And then one that I put a heap of effort into that I'm super proud of. It's like 30,000 views, and I'm like, am I funny? Am I funny anymore? Should I give this?
Who am I?
Should I give Who am I? But Mate, it's been great for me, I reckon. Like, it's a good creative outlet, and it's also generated opportunities. Like, I got signed to that talent agency a few months ago, and they're providing me with branded opportunities. So it's like starting to, it's a good secondary.
Make some kashishi.
Yeah, make some cash.
Yeah.
To make funny videos. That's the fucking dream, really. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good.
How do
you boys are in some content?
Yeah.
Well, I've been in a couple.
You've
I
been in
can't
a
act.
couple.
I think we've realised
We've
that.
worked out pretty quickly that Eddie not an actor.
Not an actor.
He's a Taylor Lautner without the body.
You're a shit rig Taylor.
I'm
Yeah.
basically a shirt.
Yeah.
I need to know my place. You need to put me in things where I'm like,
He needs to basically not say a word, be like blank.
or it needs to be close to home. For me.
Put a lampshade on his head.
I can't pretend to be someone I'm not.
Can you just be a
You're
lamp?
just going to be a lamp.
Yeah.
I can play the prop.
Could you be a lamp?
I could be a lamp, a tree, a bush, a shrub.
I think the only problem with a
a
lamp,
grub.
he couldn't emit light. That would be a problem for the lamp.
That does pose
That's
some
where a
shit.
lamp has you beat.
Do you know what we'll do? He'll hold one arm up with a torch.
The bang.
I'm a thinker.
Here we go.
I've always been a thinker.
Yeah, you have, man. How do you find reels, like comparison reels to...
Well-
because reels fucking pump.
Dude, now I've got after that video going gangbusters and me getting more of a following on Instagram, I've put more of a focus on the Instagram as well. That was sort of secondary. Like I was sort of just, it was an afterthought. It was sort of more my personal thing, you know what I mean? And I was like,
As in, like, this is my life.
well, it's like, this is
Me
my
and
mates.
Steph at the shops.
My mates and
yeah.
stuff and like, photos and shit. And now there's more a focus on content on that, which is like,
So
it's
just
great.
you no longer acknowledge Steph on your personal Instagram?
Well, I never did them.
That's true.
Previously.
Well, you
She's
don't
in
want
a
to
couple of videos.
Well, I'm embarrassed by it.
and you also don't want to like, obviously you are loyal to her.
Yeah.
But you don't want everyone to think that. You would like to still have females entertain the idea
Right.
of a bit of Grey's Anatomy or whatever the fuck that movie's
Great.
called.
50 Shades of
50
Grey.
like
Shades
that
of Grey's
Chinless
Anatomy.
guy's hot.
Wow, because if you're taken online, then they might like.
It's actually so pisser when you see like a really hot bird on Instagram that's fucking like one of the, an influencer for being an absolute shorty. And you go onto her profile and you click a photo of her with her tits out. It's like 700,000 views of likes. And then you click one of her with her boyfriend being like, love of my life. It's like 363 likes.
Yeah. No one's.
All the boys are going, every like 14-year-old blokes are like, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Let me
that's
go and
his-
look in his profile. And then like, But I mean, that's kind of like, I think a lot of those chicks quite wisely leave their boyfriends off there.
100% they do.
Well, they know where their bread's buttered.
100% they
And
do.
it's buttered by horny teens.
I did a video not long ago. It was a sponsored thing for YouTube, the YouTube Shorts. And I did
Do
it
you
with
use them as well?
mate, I don't, but I
What
should.
is a YouTube short?
It's the same shit.
Competing
You
with,
got to use through the app, I would imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's when you're on YouTube. It's,
On the app?
There's a Shorts thing.
Yeah, certainly on the app.
desktop as
No, I haven't seen it on
haven't seen
desktop. Yeah, if on the app you'd see them. They're just really short and they're fucking, it's good. Like I find myself getting stuck in a few wormholes there.
Yeah.
More than TikTok.
Probably should start doing that actually, but
TikTok's a fucking wormhole.
But I find TikTok really, I'm like, in terms of a user experience, I find TikTok atrocious.
why is that?
What do you say?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm sort of, I haven't spent a lot of time trying to work it out, but it doesn't seem like it's intuitive. Like everything just makes sense as to like, it's easy to sort of
Mate, it's
follow.
just the For You page you just flick forever. That's all it is.
And it starts to learn what you like.
That's all it is. You don't go anywhere else.
Yeah, but if you're trying to put shit up as well, anyway, look, I'm not exactly the fucking.
Look, Tom's not a tech guy. We're not breaking fucking new ground.
No,
so.
No.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, but
Apparently, I heard this the other day. It might have been on Instagram, might have been on TikTok. I don't know. But they were saying, this could be bullshit, but they were saying that apparently in China, the algorithm pushes forward people that are like going to benefit society. So people that are putting up like engineering videos and
Is that
fucking,
right?
like
What,
science
China's
videos and
becoming
shit.
like-
they're
supposedly
fucking scary, mate. Like they've stopped kids playing video games until the weekend.
That's not like the worst thing in the world. I
Understand
get it.
that,
It's a
but
bit. It's a bit controlling.
pretty
It's a bit. Well, it's a bit sort of like.
It's
hectic.
very controlling.
Well, no, you're right. It's very. Yeah.
Hyper controlling.
Yeah. It's a little bit controlling.
But so they'll push that sort of video, but whereas in the West, bunny ears, they push like, look at this fucking dead shit trying to jump through ice. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch this guy snap his ankle.
Yeah.
Or just ads. Like they wouldn't be doing that much in China, just like corporate ads.
So it's
filling
sort
the
of
whole
like
thing.
they're saying that they've sort of like infiltrated us, and then tried to make the West dumber. I'm like, that's an interesting tinfoil hat
I reckon they're doing a
conspiracy.
pretty good.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty
goddamn
good job, though. Like, I mean, we
Jesus
are,
Christ.
the West is pretty dumb.
I feel like we're doing a good
I don't
job
hate
by
it.
ourselves.
I love it.
I don't hate it, but yeah,
I'll
but-
have a nibble at that
But
theory.
you say that, Dave. But that's because the algorithm pushes that shit, right? That's what you always see.
But you
And
are
so
also-
people make more of that.
No, but you are also the product of your own fucking interests. Like, you create your own algorithm.
You know what's also fucks me off as well?
To a degree.
So I'll be like, I love watching cringy shit, but I hate watching it. So you know those dudes that like,
That'd be tough for Eddie.
Oh, I'd have to pause it.
A 15-second video. Every 2
Nah.
seconds.
yeah, well,
15 pauses in a 15-second video. Yeah.
but I'll watch. So like then I'll go into, so you see some video of like a dude and he's like thirst trapping. And I'm like, oh, who is this fuckwit? Then I go into his profile and I watch his videos. I'm like, oh, this guy's the biggest gronk in the world. Next thing you know, I'm getting served gronk donkeys the whole time. And I'm like, I've cooked myself.
Yeah, you
because
have.
I don't want that.
No.
But I want to see this
But
fuckwit.
you do.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mate, just watch Miss Double Bay's cringe series. I think she does it every
They are
Monday night.
so good, dude.
She is so fucking funny.
So funny, bro.
She's so funny.
I'm so
Her
glad she-
stuff is elite.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like properly elite.
she's always been super funny.
Yeah, she's
like
a
for
fucking
the
funny
years that
girl.
I've known her. Like
Yeah.
she's hyper creative.
Yeah.
Like I've bounced ideas off her, and I'm just like watching her brain work. I'm like, fucking hell, man! Like you were onto it.
I remember we hit her up a while ago trying to get her to do shit, and I think we just sort of freaked her out. We wanted to do more. We were like trying to get her to a podcast or some shit.
True, that's right.
But
We may have got nailed, Brad.
well,
she said yes,
She,
but-
she was into it, but I think she like unless you want to do a podcast, like you don't
You got
do it.
Narrad.
Like you can. No, we got Narrad.
They make us. They get it twisted. We got nailed.
Don't get it twisted. One of the great Narbras all time, but
And you got to own that. You got to move forward. Into
but
the
it
good
started
night.
off as a yes, so we were like, okay. But what it was
Which is even worse.
That is.
A yes becoming a nah, brah,
Yeah.
is more hurtful because then you start to think of,
Is
you know,
it me?
well, what have I done?
What have we done?
Was it the constant calling and texting?
Yeah. Was it the?
Was it me knocking on your door at 3 a.m? Did that help?
Yeah, with a
Probably not.
fucking roadcaster and a bottle of vodka and just going, we're here to do it.
yeah, that is
No
bad.
time like the present.
Let's do it.
Oh man.
Hard work. Share a David Goggins video.
Yeah.
Fire up. Anyway, that's where you should get your fill. Just go to her cringe series, then you're not polluting your own.
I certainly have.
Yeah.
She's bloody great. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So, obviously, you know, we all kind of grew up together at university, right?
Correct.
That's nice.
That
and
is
I mean,
really-
growing up's a loose term.
we did
but
grow up
we
there.
did grow up there. We all lived together.
We grew older there.
We grew older there.
did.
Is it now? Did you hate me or Eddie or both of us when you first met us?
Eddie.
Hey.
And it hurts. I know that hurts.
Of course it does.
But just know.
I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't hurt.
I
No, well, you can't. I
You
mean,
didn't like me. That hurt
didn't.
to on a certain level.
you're gonna.
Knowing one of my best mates fucking hated me.
Strong
Hate's
word.
a strong word. He thought I was a loser.
No, I just thought he was
Strong
arrogant.
dislike.
Well,
Well, he's arrogant.
Well, no, he was quiet. He was socially.
Oh, so you thought his quietness made him arrogant? I
Dude,
think it's his
because
loudness.
No, but he was. Well, that certainly comes into play these days.
yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah. Bro, you're fucking wrong.
Exactly. Nah. So he came to uni with a mate of ours called Rob Dowling, and he was staying.
Mm-hmm. Shout
in
out to
Towers
Robbie
and
D.
whatnot. Shout out to Robbie, and bloody and I sort of met him. I'm like, "G'day, mate, Jack. How you going?" And he was like, "How you going, mate?" And I was like, "I don't." Okay. And then I was like, "You know, where you from?" He's like, "Dubbo." And I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then I think we went out for the night. Blah blah blah.
I remember that night.
Yeah, and we all got pissed and what have you. And
I don't remember
Eddie
you,
just
though.
didn't have much to say. I remember you. You didn't have much to say, and I was just like, I just was like, I think that bloke's a bit arrogant. Wasn't that I hated you? I was just like,
No, you
don't
did-
think it's
you-
my
you
cup of
fucking-
tea.
You didn't like it.
And then
You were wrong, weren't you, bruh?
so wrong.
But I didn't like. I've kind of forgotten any world where he's quiet.
Well, it's obvious, yeah.
You know
I
what I
can
mean?
be.
No, I know, but like but I'm even like that as well, right? Like when you first meet people, I'm kind of like, it's not like you don't like them. You're just more like, I'm not gonna be best mates off the jump. You kind of got to get to know someone. But Eddie Quiet doesn't even compute to me now.
Yeah, no, I think he was just socially a bit. It was like it's coming into like a fucking like a pen of animals, and that was like Towers was literally designed by.
Yeah, it was fucking.
jails.
It was a madhouse.
So
Well,
everyone's
and it
pissed.
won. I believe it
won.
won some sort of space saving
Efficiency
award,
awards.
space efficiency award for the Southern Hemisphere, if my memory serves me. It's also sinking. So
What is
and I
it?
think I believe it's like sinking. They're
Towers
gonna knock
is
it
sinking?
down. I think they're knocking it down.
What? Towers
Yeah.
is sinking?
I believe so.
That's
This,
for those who don't know. That's the fucking place we stayed at university.
it was one of the colleges.
Yeah.
College is such a
It
Loose
doesn't.
term.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't-
deserve the term college.
no. I mean, when you hear college, you might be like, fucking St Andrews or some shit.
Sandstone buildings.
Yeah, this thing wasn't sandstone.
No, this was
No.
pure.
This
pure,
was brown brick.
This was
And
Long
cement.
Bay.
Yeah.
This is
Just
Long
so-
Bay University.
Long Bay Uni.
This place was fucked up.
It was
You could touch
It looked.
either wall. Like the
in your-
places were
in your
so
dorm.
small.
Yeah, and the corridors. It was a fucking prison.
Yeah. It was also a warren. I would get lost in that joint
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, it was also awesome.
No, it was great.
I wouldn't-
Absolutely loved it.
It was great.
But so when did you then realize that you didn't hate him? Do you remember that?
Because I think you came before you started uni, didn't you?
I came like 6 months before.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you hated him then?
Before I started.
Before he even started?
Correct.
Oh.
Hated maybe the year before.
Oh,
And I didn't know
shit.
that. And had I known it,
You may
would
never
I
have
have
rocked
come?
up.
Probably not. I would have been like, they all hate me up there. I'm not going. Fuck that.
Go back to Dyer South Primary.
Yeah. Where that,
Well,
that
I could have
uniform
gone and
back on,
done.
baby.
I could have gone and done teaching at Charles State University, Dubbo.
Correct. I'm so glad you came to Bathurst. But then we all became friends. I think we were before we all moved in together, we were sort of fringe friends. Like I was friends with Streety, you all were friends with Streety, really good friends. We were friendly, but we weren't really great mates. I
We
think.
weren't like this. I think Eddie
We
and
weren't
I,
like this.
Eddie and I considered you a friend, but I think that you had a few birds chirping in your ear, being like, "Oh, don't hang out with those guys. They're fucking this. Don't hang out with those fucking guys."
The
And it was
footy
like,
boys trying to retain me.
it was like, oh my god.
Yeah, but I liked you boys, so I was like,
Well, how could you not?
it's hard. Exactly. So then we moved in
Good
together.
point.
That was, God, those were good bloody years.
They were good days.
They were good years, good days, good
days,
times.
good
We
years.
had a spa, punters and dribblers. We had air conditioning / heating.
We have a
throughout.
spa?
A spa bath, we did.
We had a spa bath, bro.
I never
Upstairs.
used that
Of course
thing
you
ever.
didn't.
Well, it was a bath with jets in it. Let's not fucking spin a yarn.
That's a
It is,
spa bath.
yeah, no, it is a spa bath.
I didn't say spa, did I? I said a spa bath.
But wouldn't you call it? Isn't a spa bath? Like if you have those like
No, a
square
spa's a
ones.
spa.
But wouldn't you call it a
Spa's
spa bath?
A spa bath is like a bath with
Dave,
jets.
can you get the specifics on spa baths for us, mate? We got to fucking sort this one out.
What would you have
It's a
called that?
spa
A bath
bath.
with jets.
No. What I'm saying is
That
the
rolls
reason.
off the tongue.
No, but I'm saying like even Jay, like you didn't even remember it.
Dude, I forgot about it.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
We had a spa bath.
Yeah, but like we had one, but it wasn't like we had a fucking jacuzzi. You know, it was a fucking bath with
Yeah, we
some
had a spa
jets.
bath. That's how he started.
Yeah. Did I say we had a jacuzzi? No.
I'm not
Did I
having
say
a
we had
go
spa?
at you.
No.
Eddie. I'm not having a go at you, but I am saying that a spa. What do you got here? Spa. While three terms are often used interchangeably, they aren't the same. A hot tub is an umbrella term for
the
any
Yanks.
tub with heated water. So a bath is technically a hot tub. Spas fall into this category, but spas also another really word. Water. I can't see because of the lights.
What is a spa
What is a
bath?
spa bath? People ask.
What is a
What is a spa
bath?
bath?
A spa bath is a spa treatment that usually takes place in a private treatment room and will be just for you. Or
So
you
you're
and
wrong,
your
Eddie.
partner.
Nah, this is
Yeah,
Yanks.
private
This is a-
room.
Hang on,
So you and your
wait,
partner.
wait.
Treatment.
These types of baths are different to a regular hot tub or whirlpool bath.
Wrong.
And some day
Eddie's wrong.
spas have indulgent freestanding baths or double.
We're not
ended
getting
baths
any
for
answers
two.
here.
Well, no,
We're
we
no
are.
closer to the truth.
We are. You're wrong.
We're in Australia and that's a spa bath.
Yeah.
This is a
Or, as Burma would call
In
it,
the-
from the
in-
Highlands, a bath with jets.
Well, sorry. In light of literally the fucking definition, Eddie sits here and goes, "We're not getting any closer to an answer here." It's literally fucking written. Quick, let's look into it. Nah, we're no closer.
Yeah, .uk. Do we live there, bro?
Yeah, they got no
We're no
idea.
closer to a fucking answer. Turn it off, Dave. Turn the fucking screen off.
They got no idea.
Nowhere near an answer.
But we did have a spa bath, so it was
Yeah, we
good.
did.
It was good fun. Skating down those streets every night and bloody.
Yeah. Just
Playing chicken with
living our
trucks.
best life. I know, right?
That was fucking wild.
From the roundabout all the way down?
Yeah.
That was a smooth
run.
Smooth roads.
And you go all the way down to that car park. A little bit had to be there for the pun.
Well, yeah, like I don't know that anyone else is going to understand this little bit of a...
But it's not about them.
No, it's not
about
really.
us.
It's not.
Magellan Bowling Club.
Yep.
Shout out to Magellan Bowling Club. Shout out to... is there anything else worth shouting out? Chicky Bergs.
Chicky Bergs.
What about how Jarch would never get involved in our house shops? And it was like, initially he came to the very first one, I think, and then from there just never shot us again.
No. What was worse was he would come shopping. He wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't try and put his own...
let's get this, let's get that.
And then when we'd get home, we'd realise that he's done a separate shop.
No.
And he wouldn't eat what we're eating.
He'd sit there eating zucchinis.
To say that
and
we
shit.
were highly offended would be the understatement of the year. Because we thought we'd shop pretty well.
Hold on. Let's be
Bread rolls, chicky bergs, cheddar cheese, milk,
12 litres of milk a week.
that pickle sauce.
Quickie Ness. Chocky Ness.
Chocky Ness.
Nesquik.
No, you've misremembered.
No.
Now, towards the end,
so
I
our
started...
two fucking
towards the
lightning,
end,
razor sharp brains.
I got a fridge in my room, which I would put food in.
Cuz, are you trying to say that only once you got a fridge in your room was when you abandoned your fucking housemates in the shop?
No.
That's one of the great lies.
I did a fair few shops with you blokes.
You did,
because
but
we
you
did
didn't
we
eat
did a lot of
anything.
meat heists together, if you remember.
We definitely did.
I'm not saying you weren't there.
I did progressively start to do my own thing.
Cuz after one fucking shop you disappeared.
Simply untrue.
No.
That is a lie.
No.
And you know it.
No, I don't.
Also, you probably don't remember, is that you guys were so fucking povo that sometimes I'd buy food for you and put it in the fridge so you could eat. Hamish was like, where'd all the ham and cheese and tomato come from? I'm like, where do you fucking think, Hamish? You haven't got any money or food, so I bought you food.
Yeah.
Well, you were the only one with a job.
You had a job.
No, I didn't.
Didn't you work?
But I worked very sporadically.
I didn't have a job. I was on the old Govy subs.
Yeah. So I apologise for not being part of the shop towards the end of our
Towards
tenure.
the end of it, Jack.
I said mid towards
Get
the
your fucking
end.
head out of your ass.
And I also apologise for feeding you when you were in need.
Oh, please. You never did. And you're trying to pretend like you had all the money. It was your girlfriend.
I knew he'd say I never did.
It was your girlfriend. She bought us the meals.
Hey, I was clearing about $800 a week working at that
Thanks
dog
to
factory.
her.
I was
Thanks to
rich.
her.
Well,
Thanks to her.
not fair.
I do remember this. While we move on, because we could get stuck here, punters and dribblers. When you and Penn would duck out for ice cream and come back with like a PS3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jarch had a sugar mama.
When I had $20 to last me a fortnight, I remember seeing that going, what the fuck is going on?
Jarch would duck out for a fucking paddle pop and come back with a PS3 in 6 games.
Yeah, that
and
happened.
we're sitting there literally fucking rummaging through bins.
Looking for $2.50 so we can go 4 ways in a box of goon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fruity Lexia.
Shout out to Fruity
happen.
Lexia and
Hey,
Solo.
Dog Food Factory
one of the great
paid well.
laxatives of all time.
Well, we used to do orange juice.
Well, either way.
That was...
Fruity Lexia and juice or
I reckon
Solo
that's-
will make you poo.
I get indigestion every now and then. I think that was the original catalyst.
100%.
Fruity Lexia
It
with
used to give
orange
me a
juice.
rash. Mm-hmm. I got a rash from goon. If I drink goon, I get a rash.
Dude, if you came past my door or the bathroom door the day after a night on the Lex, it'd be a knock and I'd just go, no. Busy.
Yeah.
A night on the Lex was a good night, though. You pound that Lexia into the ground. You might have a bottle of rum if you were lucky.
Well, it'd be paired best with a bottle
and then
of
I'd
rum.
go out to the pub with a little $5 in the back pocket and I'd get my one beer and...
Punch on? Well, not punch on. Push. It'd end up, we'd all be pushing and shoving each other at the end of the night at some
Well,
point.
correct. But the beers were about $3 for a Carlton draft.
Oh, so you could get 2. You get 2 beers.
If you borrowed $1 from a mate.
and then maybe drink your mate's beers. And then...
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Sorry, is that your one? Thought it was mine.
But they were good times,
They
good
were
memories.
fucking good times.
When I drive home, even though driving through Mudgee's a lot quicker, sometimes I'll nip through Bathurst just for
mate,
nostalgic reasons
100%.
and go past the old haunts.
I'll drive past our old house.
I'm going to ask for you guys to continue your conversation. I am about to piss my pants.
Right.
So I'm just going to quickly nip out to the bathroom if that's all right.
So not only were you late,
I was about to say.
now you're leaving.
yeah.
Piss breaks.
Well, I mean, I can piss myself on the couch. I don't know if Kempy will like it.
Do you want us to wait for you, mate?
I think we know.
We can wait for you.
We can have a pause.
We'll have a break.
Okay. Stay tuned.
Yeah, do you want to throw to the break jar?
Yeah, we're having a break. After this, we'll have it. We'll get back. I'm not good at improv. You do it.
And we're back. And we're back.
Welcome back.
With Jack Edward Archdale, who's a bit of a character.
Oh, isn't he a laugh, Edward?
True or false, Jack? I heard a whisper. You know how I hear birdies chirp?
You do.
Usually via Steph to Ella to myself.
Eddie to me.
Yep.
Yep.
That you might be thinking about getting a chin enlargement at Nurse Toby.
A chin plant.
A chin plant. Yeah, a couple of chin plants probably. 1, 2, get that ballsy chin.
Really?
Nurse
For
Toby.
the punters and dribblers at home,
Doing a chin plant.
Doing a chin plant.
I'm chinless. I'm pretty chinless. So essentially what happened, the beard does a great service to me. But what happens is my neck sort of goes from here to just straight to there. So it renders me chinless.
You're one of the only people, if not the only person I've met that doesn't have a chin.
No, I've met a few. And I've met a few people, like in some of your worst times, you've actually had a couple. I wish I could fucking borrow one. You fat fucker. Yeah, so I've been chinless for a long time, and this has been a real point of torture with these individuals, I think. Just a chinless wonder.
Yeah.
So the chin plant is...
That's a go.
Yep.
That's a go.
That's a go.
Yeah.
Do you go to consultants and sort of like say, hey, my chin?
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive. Yeah, it's about 12 grand each bulb.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, chin plant coming soon.
Right
Chin
now,
plant soon.
do you have to get like anaesthetized,
Yeah,
or do
yeah, they
you
knock-
just stay awake for it?
They knock you out.
They knock you out.
Just to be very clear.
Do they
punter
punch
and
you?
dribbler,
Do they punch you, or do they just like?
I can't get chinned.
Oh, of course. They
Chinless.
can't. Yeah, that's right. So
So
don't
I'm
get knocked out.
unknockoutable.
Okay, at this point, but once they give you a chin, maybe
I can get slept.
here you go. Dio Dave's brought up some other people.
let me show you.
I wonder if they're like,
closest
like
to.
Neanderthals and fucking thing. I wonder if he's like from a long line of chinless, like a chinless hominid.
Dude, I think it's probably.
A chinless people.
Yeah.
I think the chinless people were probably like the aristocrats and shit, weren't they? You got aristocrats chin on them.
I don't
They were
think
chinless
I
because
don't.
they were inbred fucking, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So maybe inbreds. Yeah, sure,
Could
maybe.
be heavily inbred.
Well, what about that? Didn't that guy on the butter, the butler, remember we were laughing about him when we were away? He had a big chin, didn't he?
Which fella?
That guy. Remember he's on the...
Okay, well, let's like give a bit more context for everyone
But
else in
didn't
the
he
world.
have a chin?
A hell of a chin.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
This aristocratic looking guy who was on the butter that we were eating and was spreading it on our like fucking banana bread or something.
But I think he was.
He had a big chin. So his aristocrat thing about chinless.
I wouldn't say that a butler's an aristocrat. A butler is a slave that gets paid a small wage.
Good point.
Yeah, he's a working class individual who's got a heavy chin on him.
Have you seen,
point.
Dave, can you get those
That
things
serves
up?
the chinless.
Have you seen those ads? He serves the chinless.
Yeah, he did. You need a real chin to serve the chinless.
Yeah.
As the old adage goes.
Because otherwise, but have you seen those things that you chew and they're meant to give you a bit of a chin?
So I reckon
that's a jaw,
That's
not a
jaw.
chin.
But maybe you could give the illusion that you have a chin, because if you build this out, this
No,
becomes pointier.
I think that only makes it worse because you go, that bloke's got a hell of a jaw. Where's his chin?
His jaw just comes out and then just
And then
folds back
ends.
in on
Oh,
itself.
Again, like Predator.
Yeah, dude, you look like
Or
Predator.
origami.
Yes, that's a Jaws size.
Jaws.
There's
Surely that
Yeah,
can't be good for you.
Little silicone balls you put in your mouth and chew on them.
So it makes
What
you look more-
loser's going to wear a Jaws size as a necklace?
Yeah. Oh my.
That
days.
guy. That
That's
guy.
Fucked.
I think we all know people that would.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's clearly also done bicep curls before that photo, and he's tensing his little
100%. Jaws size.
Jaws size. I think you could at least
Maybe I'll get
consider
a Jaws
size.
size.
But listen, if there's any punters and dribblers out there who, you know, haven't had a chin in a past life but now have one. Oh, my
my
God.
God.
He's not chewing it while he's working.
Yeah,
Yes,
he is.
What a fucking gronk.
What a loser. So he's doing like whatever that's called. Flies, is it, Jarch? You're a gym guy.
Jesus Christ.
He's doing some sort of flies, I'm just going to say,
He's
whilst
working
chewing his
the
jaws
opazoids.
size.
He's working his opazoids and his fentanyls.
Fentanyls. All right, well, fuck this off. Jarch, you were one of the main characters in the web series that we made a few years ago, Streets of Sydney, playing an eastern suburbs, basically son of a rich guy. Were you a real estate agent or some shit? I can't remember where you were.
Mate, I don't even know.
I don't think you really had a
he was
job. You were
jobless.
just like,
Yep.
called Nick Malouche.
Yep.
You became a bit of hot shit around the East for a while. You were like
People would yell like King of the East and
King
shit.
of the East. You were the King of the East.
For a short while, I was the King of the.
There was a minute there where you
There was
were.
a minute
You go down the Oak and you used to get swamped.
I remember.
Had you ever get hit up?
Funny story. Not too long ago. This was like last week, I think. And I was down at the beach, and I was with a mate, and there was this bird in front of us and a bloke sitting in front of us like 2 meters away, and they got up and left, and they were talking about something, and my mate goes, "They were just talking about you." And I go, "What?" And I go, "That must be the old talk." Crazy. Or the gram. It doesn't, you know. And he goes, no. He was like, she goes, "Isn't that guy that was in that Streets of Sydney thing?" And the bloke goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "Did you watch that?" He goes, and apparently the guy goes, "Yeah, I watched a bit of the first season. Fucking second season was shit. I didn't watch it."
Which is completely reasonable.
I reckon the second season was lit.
No, the second season was good, but it was like, I think we just tried to make it too big, too long, all that sort of
Correct.
shit.
Yeah,
we
we did.
We went away from what worked.
Yeah, we did. But,
Which is what worked in season 1.
Correct.
Exactly right, short form. But it was still, I reckon it was still a great
You were
production.
fucking funny in the second season.
So
though,
was
with
Pritchard.
Pritchard.
Who became your mate.
Pritchard.
Like, what was he called?
Danny Kosh.
Danny Kosh and Nicky Malloy.
And I think we can admit now, since water's gone under the bridge, that you're a little bit threatened by Zach. And how
was
good
there
he
a
was.
moment when next quest Zachy Pritch came in that you were like, what's happened?
In the season.
No, in life.
Oh, in life. No.
No?
Chance.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Was it you or, because obviously there was like Nick Malouche, some people thought that it was based off of an actual person, which
got
it
punched at a
completely
wedding
wasn't. Yeah,
because
you
of
got punched at a wedding.
A bloke punched me in a wedding.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
That was so much.
It was wild.
But it speaks to sort of some of the like dysfunction of people in the East that you're like, that's my mate. You're like, no, it's not.
And I said to the
It's not.
bloke, he was like, "You're fucking taking the piss out of my mate." And I said, "Listen, mate."
If that was your mate though, then you must have seen some fucking character traits in him that, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you think it's about your mate, is it true? Like, are we...
Yeah, I mean, it was dead odd. And I was like, I was at this wedding where I was a +1. I didn't really know anyone. It was a flash wedding. I also had a mullet. So I was like, if I get in a blue...
You knew me at least.
At least. Like, but there was very
I
few
assume he
people
didn't
that I knew,
step in
right?
to help you.
Eddie wasn't there.
It was during the speeches as well. It was like...
Well, there was a bit of a
They
lull.
were like sitting next to each other and it was like...
Sitting next to each other.
No. So what happened was there was a lull
Where
in the
you?
speech.
I swear you were.
I was next to, I can't remember, but he was a couple of seats down. And then there was like, "Go and get some drinks and then we'll continue the speeches." And he's like, "Come here." And I sat next to him. As I sat next to him, he like jabbed me in the face. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "You've been taking the piss out of my mate." I'm like, "Who's your mate?" And he's like,
Yeah, you're not saying, no, I haven't. You're like, well, I might have. Who's your mate?
yeah, run me through it. And anyhow, he's going, "My mate, that Streets of Sydney shit." And I said, "Listen, I'll tell you what happened there, bud." I said, "I am not from here. They thought that I could play a good Eastern Suburbs character because I've come in with an external perspective of it. They named me that name. I don't even know those motherfuckers. I don't know their family. I don't know who they are." I was like, "I got no idea." Boom, another one. And I'm like, "This cunt just punched me again." And I'm going, "I'm at a wedding where I know no one. I've got a mullet. If a blue kicks off, it's like, who started it? Obviously mullet boy."
Yeah, guy with the mullet.
At this fancy wedding. Anyway, so I was just like, "Mate, this isn't going to happen here." But I was like, "If you're at the recovery tomorrow, we could probably figure something out." And he wasn't allowed at the recovery. They were like, "No, that's fucking not on."
Oh, so the word got around that.
Yeah,
it was frowned upon.
He was.
Well,
he
it
was-
is frowned
He
upon.
was rotten.
And it was.
He was rotten drunk, and yeah, it was just and it was just fucking hilarious, to be honest, because it's like I just got punched in the head 3 times for playing Nick Malouche fucking 5 years.
That's what I was going to say as well. Is it was like almost half a decade since the fucking thing was done.
That's it, yeah. And it was a bit of a keck, to be honest, but I was fuming. I was fuming that night for a while. But then
Well, I remember you saying you sent the message, or like were you like messaging him like, "Fucking, here's my address and shit." Or
well,
like,
I was.
You were ready to rip.
Yeah, I was pretty cranky.
I get it, but I actually I respect your restraint.
Well, there was no chance.
At a wedding?
No,
Could
I'm
you
saying
imagine?
you absolutely
Oh,
don't do it, but you
yeah.
also have a bit of a hot streak in you, and I'm just saying that I respect your ability to
appreciate
keep
you.
calm
Thank
when
you.
a man is punching you in the face at a wedding.
Oh, the worst bit that I didn't realise, I forgot to tell you. They put mud cake on my seat. when I'd fucked off to get a drink.
I didn't know that.
And I came back and sat down, and I had mud cake on my back on my white shirt.
See,
Oh,
that's a
good
better troll.
That's funny.
Even though
That
you
is funny. I can see how that's really annoying.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Can ya?
Yeah, that's better
That's
than.
annoying, but it is
It's
fucking.
better than get punched in
but
the
it
head.
is funny.
But also, like, listen, you weren't making fun of their mate. They thought that you were, and that speaks more about their perception of their own friend than it does to you. Is like 30-year-olds putting mud cake on another 30-year-old's chair as a way to get back making fun of my friend? Is that really lame? Yes, but is it also a kind of a good troll? Yes. Is punching you at a fucking fancy wedding not a good troll? Yes.
Yeah, you're dead right.
I think if they'd left it at the mud cake and maybe took photos of it or something like that, that's better.
We could have had a giggle.
We could have had a giggle.
Yeah. Anyway.
Left it at the mud.
I would love to know. I would have loved to have just seen the conversation of like a bunch of adults conspiring about how do we get this fucking guy. Oh, you got any mud coke or something? Let's put some mud coke on your suit.
I think it would probably...
Well, I wonder if it was conspiring, if it was just pure instinct. Saw the mud cake, acted on.
Saw the empty seat.
Yeah.
I feel
Bang, bang,
like
bang, bang.
I feel like instinct gives benefit of the doubt. I think it's conspiratorial from potentially some people that are, intellectually
Subpar.
well. I mean, I don't know about subpar necessarily, but just, maybe well, I think we'll go with subpar. Let's just go with subpar.
Time's up, buddy.
I think that I might have also entered the intellectually subpar category myself.
Time's up, buddy. That did take a long time.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
That was great.
Someone intellectually subpar talking about someone intellectually subpar.
That was great.
Jesus Christ.
But that was a good series. That was good fun. Just like making funny shit with your mates. And
I feel like that was the first, well, not feel like it was the first thing we all sort of did that was like, oh, this is fucking like doing some creative silly shit.
100%. And then when it started to pay off, like, we got a job with Deliveroo and like that was our first taste of like branded content.
Yeah.
That was really good fun. Funny thing, like
Didn't you do the Deliveroo thing with Steph?
I did.
Yeah, before you were together.
Before we were
We
together.
saw the sparks flying.
Did you see those sparks?
Oh, we
Were there
could see 'em.
sparks?
Oh, there was sparks. There was some sparks. They're all right.
There certainly wasn't.
No-
She reiterated from her end, certainly not.
Bull.
Oh, she reckons no sparks.
No sparks.
No, she's
there
a
were
liar.
sparks. We were both fucking chilling, happy. It was obviously there was probably some raw attraction.
They're sparks. Raw attraction is sparks.
Attraction is a spark,
Okay.
isn't it?
Yeah, fucking oath
I'm
it
not
is.
going to say it's sparks.
Yeah,
But it's a spark.
Yeah.
You can acknowledge it's someone.
It's a spark.
Okay.
It's a spark that makes up sparks if more sparks come on board.
Yep. It's the initial spark.
You
I
start
guess.
cultivating
see
a few
someone
sparks, you got a sparkler on your hands,
Yep.
which is your relationship.
That's right.
who- correct.
But don't
So
you
that-
think that's sweet?
Yeah, it's funny in a roundabout way, isn't it? Like it's we just did that video and it was like, yeah, all good, blah 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 blah, and then it's so weird to like. I went and watched it not long ago, and I was like, this is so weird,
And then one day you'll be able to show your dead shit kids.
right?
You chinless kids.
Chinless kids.
Shitless. Well, let's hope they get her fucking looks, but
Fucking
her
oath.
chin
Well, her chin and her looks.
and maybe her brain,
Chin looks brain.
maybe my athletic ability, incredibly abled, incredible.
Well, she's unabled
Oh, it's disgusting.
in terms of her
Dude,
coordination.
she can't even like squat down without falling over. I've seen those videos.
No,
you
no,
do.
she can't. And I don't know if that's normal. I assume it's not.
Or is she like one of the...
She can't squat. She can't squat
No.
to the ground.
No.
She falls over.
She's an evolution of a human, like as humans slowly just become
She's the middle
aliens.
one.
You know what I mean? Just like...
Yeah, she's like the middle one.
She literally topples over backwards. She
Yeah.
finds it fascinating that we can do it.
Yeah, it's dead odd.
Well, how does she like pick something up off the ground?
No, she bend over, but like she can't just
Did
like...
you not talk about my missus bending over? I mean, gee, this is smut. No, this is smut. Dom?
I'm really sorry, man.
Don't be smutty.
No, I didn't mean to be smutty there.
Don't be smutty.
No,
That
that
was
was inappropriate. Dave, can you not lead me down those fucking paths, man?
Yeah, that's you. That's on you.
That was on
dude.
Yeah,
Dave.
sorry, that's my fault.
That's
yeah,
Dave.
yeah.
But yeah, no, we did. So then, like, I think it was a couple of years later. Then we got together. But yeah, there you go. It's pretty
Beautiful, isn't it?
It was actually funny when we were in bloody we're in Orange. You were there, weren't you?
I mean, he doesn't know the
Archie?
time you're talking
You
about.
mean Archie and...
No.
Oh, no.
Can you give some more context?
Sorry. This is what I'm just saying. It's funny that we started that way and now we're all kind of doing... I mean, I still work full time, but like I'm pushing this content thing and like it's growing or whatever. You guys are doing this, which is great. The Batuta boys are our mates that we went to uni with as well, so we're with Archie. There was a bunch of young blokes.
You mean Clancy and
Clancy
Errol?
and Errol. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we went to they went to uni with our dads, and then they were like, we always knew.
yeah, charade. We'll keep that up. So yes, Clancy and stuff. And so we're at the grand final in Orange, and there was these bunch of kids and like 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and they were like, well, love your content and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, oh, cheers, boys. And they're like, have you listened to the Hello Sport podcast? It's the best podcast. I'm like, yeah, I used to live with those blokes at uni. They're like, what? And then Clancy comes over and he's like, hey, what are you guys? What's happening over here with all the young fellas? And they were like, you're from the Batuta. And then they were just like, they were all dumbfounded. They're going, so you guys are just like this super group of like... I'm like, if you knew our lives.
Yeah.
you
Not
wouldn't
so
be-
super.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But they were dumbfounded by it.
I thought the same thing. Like when I first met all you guys, like you guys, and then Batuta, and even like Struthless, that other dude who was also
Hey, he
at
went
your
fucking-
uni around.
yeah.
I was like, I thought
He's
Charles Sturt
fucked up
University.
talented.
I thought Bathurst University or whatever was just for dead shits, but now it's like some
Dude,
super
you don't understand,
thing about,
and
like,
I'm not
where
even
everyone
referring
comes
to
out.
us here. I think you certainly can refer to Batuta, but like some fucking absolute weapons come out of Charles Sturt University.
Big time.
Andrew Denton comes to mind.
True.
Yeah?
Oh, true.
Yeah. And the Batuta boys. But yeah, no,
There's others.
there are others, yeah. But I've always heard that. That was one of the reasons why I wanted, like,
off the top,
one of the allures that when I was initially, because I didn't want to leave Sydney. I was
Did you
like,
see
oh, fuck
yourself
this.
as like a bit of an enough rope guy?
Oh yeah, I was going to do some enough.
2.0?
Yeah, enough rope with not Andrew Denton, but no, But it was one of those things where you're like, it was way more relaxed, and it was like you're able to. Oh, have we got people here?
Yeah,
Here we go.
Deborah Knight?
lots of like news
Samantha
reporters and
Armitage.
stuff.
Chris Barth?
Melissa Doyle, Amanda Keller,
Jessica Rowe.
Hamish McDonald.
Jessica
yarns
Rowe.
about
That's
her.
some heavy hitters here, bro.
This is like everyone on the project.
Correct.
Natasha. Okay, can you add in there? Do they say Batuta anyway? Who's sport? Ellie DeBrush. Other affiliate. Okay. Look, I mean, is it a who's who? Not exactly.
More of a.
Oh, what
who's
about go
that?
back up? There's Brendan Cowell, friend of the show.
Okay.
I forgot he went there. Look, it's not, look.
There's a few.
Look, is it fucking NIDA? No.
But
But
it's
we're
not.
politicians.
But we've basically got every panelist from the project. for the
Yeah,
last
every
10
panelist
years.
from the project from the last 20 years, which is pretty good. I'm disappointed Rove isn't up
We've got
there.
Ivan
Yeah.
Dean, the Tasmanian independent politician and former mayor of Launceston. So, you know.
Can you add us into that, Dior?
I'll do my best. Yeah.
Dude, 100%. Add that.
Yeah, the fact that the three of you guys and the Batuta boys aren't in there.
Put Jarch on there as well,
Yeah.
TikTok fame.
Yeah.
Of TikTok fame.
And Street, and put him
Yeah,
on there.
put Street
Put,
in.
what's that movie
Hungry
he did?
Jack's ad? Oh no.
No, he did a movie, a short
Hungry
film
Jack's
in Byron Bay.
I was like the waves or some
what was
shit.
it called? And he's got the sex scene in it, which
Yeah.
is fucking fun.
Dude, he actually won some
did
like
some sucking and
independent
fucking in
award,
that.
didn't he?
Anyway, we'll find out what that is and we'll put that up as well. Because I think it's worth having.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. We were some really good students at Bathurst, weren't we? Were you part of our group that did? Oh no, you weren't. It was you, me, Archie, and
we were
Street.
terrible. But we were loved.
Well, the
That's
teacher
what-
was like, "These guys are fucking idiots."
Yeah. But she saw something endearing in us and really let us get away with
Well,
it.
we saw her when we went up there to.
Yeah, we did. And
She was at this barbecue we were at with the mayor.
The-
of,
well, no, the
then-
former
the
mayor.
Former
Old,
mayor.
old mate.
I think
What's
he
his
might have
name?
been outed due to some.
corruption or something, allegedly.
You fucking oath he
It's all
was.
alleged.
All alleged. What was his name though again? Bobby
Bobby
Burke. Yeah, dude, one of the great mouths of teeth I've ever seen.
Is that right?
Dude, his teeth looked like
He looked like the mouth of Sauron.
No, you know when in those old cartoons.
Did you like that?
I love that.
You wouldn't have got that.
I love that.
Is that a Lord of the Rings thing?
Absolutely it is.
I thought the Eye of Sauron.
Well, you see his mouth, like he teethy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like the.
He's
mouth
the bad
of
guy.
Sauron is like he's like the.
He's like the
He's like the
overarching-
no,
the
no.
talker.
Sauron is the talker. It's like his. What's the word? Like his
mouthpiece.
mouthpiece.
Yeah.
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 Can you get
It's only in the extended version.
which
Mouth of Sauron.
you
without
can
arm.
guarantee I haven't watched?
You ever watched the director's cut?
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't.
Really?
I don't mind Lord of the Rings, but I'm not like I'll watch it and then I'm kind of done. Or if I'm like shoehorned into a situation, where I
Also,
have
so
to
many
watch
people have pointed out to me that the new Lord of the... There he is.
There he is.
Dude, that's way too generous to Bobby Berg. Those teeth look fucking great compared to Bobby's.
So his teeth were fucked.
Dude, Bobby looked like it was a barroom brawl in his mouth and there was just shit going everywhere. Like everywhere.
Could spin a yarn though, old Bobby.
Oh, I can just through those teeth.
Yeah. That is a mouth though. Good God. Yeah, Eddie, you were completely fucking wrong about the new Lord of the Rings series.
Yeah, that's what I've been
He
told.
thought that they were remaking the films.
not.
No.
No, it's a completely new thing.
hundreds
It's
of
like,
years
But tell you what, fucking Den and Camp went on and on and on and on about fantasy novels and shit. Didn't know either.
oh, so does he fancy himself as a fantasy
Dude,
guy?
he spent like 20 minutes talking about these fantasy novels he reads and shit. He went deep.
He
as
reads
fuck.
fantasy novels.
Yeah.
I didn't think he could read.
Neither did I. I think he maybe has Audible, but like...
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's the sort of Kempy, God love him, is the sort of man who's like, oh yeah, I read that on audiobook. You didn't read shit then, did you?
You listen to
It's essentially a podcast.
Look, we can get bogged down in semantics.
He's
The point
heard
of the
it.
story is he can't read. And the second point of the story is he didn't pull me up on that either. So...
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
but
like
you clearly fancy yourself as a fantasy guy as well, because you...
Not that big of a fantasy guy.
well,
I'm a
but you
pretty
came
big
out
fantasy
pretty
guy.
gung-ho. You're a very fantasy guy.
Yeah, I love it.
You're obsessed with fantasy.
Love it.
I
Always have.
I'm not like, I don't dislike it, but I am like, you're the sort of person who'll watch the worst Marvel movie and the best. Like,
I'll
you
watch-
don't care.
I'll watch
You
them
watch
all.
all of them.
Fucking oath.
Even if they suck.
Well, none of them really suck.
Didn't one recently suck?
Didn't the Hulk suck?
the Hulk?
Didn't the first Hulk suck?
Oh, that's Eric Banner, but that's pre-MCU.
Yeah, he's talking the Marvel universe here. Like
I
the more
thought it was
modern.
pretty good. But, mate, I fucking like also the dumbest shit. Anything that's critically acclaimed, I'm generally like, steer clear of.
Well, anything that's going to challenge you intellectually.
A meaner way of putting it, but you're dead right.
Yeah.
So I'm very much bright colours, bright lights, happy like a baby.
Super duper sort of entertainment.
Well, Jarch and I are going to go see Uncharted when it comes out.
100% we
On
are.
the 18th, I think.
I want to go see the new Jackass movie.
Oh,
Does anyone want to go do that?
Mate, I
Anyone
love that.
There's not enough
want to
fucking
eat a gummy and
showings.
go and watch Jackass?
I'd love that.
Love to.
I cannot wait for it.
Okay.
Where next
I'll do
week?
it. Yeah?
I'm in.
Because this
do it.
weekend the UFC's on.
What, is anyone watching UFC Sunday?
He's away.
What about you?
I'm around, but I'd watch the.
I'm going to be at a wedding on Saturday night. I don't know if I'm just going to be feet up watching it at home.
yeah,
but I will
I'm
watch it
probably
with
gonna
ya.
nip up the RSL,
Okay, I respect that.
You're going to go to the Ari?
pen a few skewies.
Okay.
Okay. We're at Moss.
Probably.
Fuck.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But
not
sometimes
that
you
far.
got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do.
Get you out of the house.
Yes, it does get me out of the house. Not that I spend I'm out of the house now technically. Well, not technically, literally. But,
You really are.
you know.
Yeah, this is not your home.
Bobby Knuckles, has he got a chance this weekend
Yeah,
against Edison?
Yes.
Well, I listened to Charles Sonnen talking about it.
The hardest person to listen to in the world because of the sound of his voice, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty tough. But he was saying that it's like he's a completely different brawler in terms of, or fighter, just because he now takes down people and can wrestle really well, which is something that he'd never really been doing before.
But he was always a great wrestler. He just wasn't doing it.
Correct. He just loved to fucking throw him. So he's like, and he got pieced up, knocked out at the end of the first round last time, and then came back.
He got fucked up in that.
That was
first
hard to
fight.
watch.
It was
Yeah.
tough. 'Cause he
In
is-
Australia.
he's such a legend too.
Yeah.
And he's just it was tough to watch.
And Izzy,
That
and I
was
love
on
Izzy,
NRL
but
night.
Izzy's a bit of a fuckwit to him.
Which I don't like.
I'm like, how do you be a fuckwit to Rob? Like unless it's maybe Izzy's way of just trying to get up for it because it's like Rob's so nice.
yeah.
But he's like, in the scale of like people talking shit, Rob just doesn't talk shit.
No. I
Rob's
think
like the nicest guy in the UFC.
Yeah.
And Izzy makes out like he's a fucking...
I think he's trying to start beef, trying to hype it.
And Rob's just like, eh.
And
well, he's trying to sell fights, maybe. I get that.
And I'm cool with all that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's sort of like, even Rob's like, I was driven by much more by ego in that first fight. Like he was talking all this shit and I just wanted to go and fuck him up.
Yeah, right. He just got pieced up.
He just came in. He just was like, it was like, Izzy's the best striker in the UFC.
Right.
So you come in and just try and fucking throw down and he's like, ooh.
So what do you reckon's going to happen?
I mean, I have no fucking idea. I want Rob to win.
Same.
But I also like Izzy. So I want Rob to win, but I like Izzy. So the outcome, I'll be disappointed if Rob loses, but it's
I
still
will be.
Izzy who's good.
No, I want Rob to win.
Australia.
Yeah.
Just got to rep the
Australia.
home team.
You got to rep him. You got to
You
rep.
got to rep for that.
Izzy's good for the sport, but also a trilogy. Fucking oath.
That's
I'm up
true
for
as
that.
well.
How fucking deadly with
you
that.
know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Talk about
You gotta
earning
think
your
trilogies.
rematch.
Think trilogy.
Talk about earning your rematch. Rob just goes, after he lost as well, he goes, I'm just going to go away and I'll come back.
Dude.
Went away and hasn't lost a fight and has looked basically untouchable against everyone. And then he's just, he's at 2 or 3 fights he had. Till Brunson, Cannoneer, the other guy, Mexican dude who had that crazy fight with Izzy.
Oh, Yoel Romero.
No. Did he fight? No.
He's beat him twice.
The guy that Izzy had the fight with when he's the Mexican dude. Dave, can you just go?
Big old
Can you
Costa.
No.
Where's he from?
Alvarez.
Huh?
Marino?
No. For Izzy or for Israel.
Just go through Adesanya's fight card.
I just can't remember his name. It's going to piss me off. The last few fights, not like from the start of his fucking career.
Last few. Was Whitaker Whitaker's the next one. Vittori, Blanchowicz, Costa, Romero, Whitaker, Gastelum.
Gastelum. He fought Gastelum as well. Gastelum just had nothing.
Yeah.
In the sense that it was just he couldn't get close.
Dude, he's a workhorse.
He's
done it the way that the UFC should. If it was like pure fighting operation,
Meritocracy.
He's done what you would need to do to get back to a title
After
shot,
getting
you know
flogged.
what I mean?
Whereas Conor McGregor gets knocked out and it's rematch.
Correct. And it's that wouldn't surprise me if he does get to fight fucking old mate who just won it with the blonde hair.
Oliveira.
Gagey's got the fight.
They haven't locked that in yet, have they?
I hope they have.
Oh, they have?
I thought I saw a poster.
Oh, good.
True.
Good. That'll be
But
interesting.
that could have been sometimes the fan ones throw you. You know what I mean? When you scroll and you get too into it. Can you check
correct.
that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Gagey was locked.
If you
Pretty
see it on
sure.
ESPN, MMA, that's when you know. Or your UFC, obviously.
Yeah, one day ago. This is on the Sports Rush. We'll take Oliveira and Gaethje May 7th.
Yeah.
Oh,
May
shit.
7th.
That's not
There
that
we
far
go.
away, is it?
Yeah.
Couple of months.
So they have Narbride Connor because if they gave him that fight, that would have been fucking
That would have been ridiculous.
crazy.
That would have been ridiculous.
Dude, nuts. That would have broke records.
Are we
that one.
feeling like it's time for him and Diaz 3? Is that where we're at?
I reckon he loses.
But what do we like? What do
I don't know.
is it time for that now?
I reckon he should hang up the fucking boots.
Yeah, but you wouldn't mind seeing a
Come
trilogy
on, we
fight.
I'd love to
we
see
need a
him win
trilogy.
though, but I'm just scared of seeing him lose again.
Well,
I'm over that. I've seen him lose a million times now.
I want the pump up, the hype of one more yarn.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
With Diaz, the back and forth, the shit talk, and throw a couple of bottles again. Let's go old school.
Yeah,
Let's throw
I
some
like
bottles.
that.
Do you know what I mean?
Actually, you're dead right. What was I talking about?
And if he loses, then so be it, and he probably will. But what I'm trying to say is, there's always rumour. Oh, is he going to fucking fight Gage? Is he going to fight fucking
It's yarns.
Oliveira? Who's he going
Yeah.
to fight? Is he going to fight it for the title again?
Bro,
I'm thinking what makes more sense? Probably Diaz.
Yeah,
3.
you're dead right.
with the other one we've got to look forward to, what are we in February? I think March 7 or 8, I believe. Do your own research here, punters and dribblers. But we have Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington.
I can't wait for that.
That's fucking...
Dude, I like Colby. I like
Oh,
him.
I like what he's about. I like what he's doing.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Some of the shit he fucking says, I'm like, holy dooly. He says worse shit than I reckon what Connor says.
I think, they
Didn't he
both
call
say some
Dustin
pretty
Poirier's
rogue shit.
wife a fucking whore or something
I don't. He said something horrible, but Connor also called Khabib's wife a towel. So
Which was
incredibly
raised an eyebrow over that one.
incredibly inappropriate. They get cancelled in 99% of professions.
Lucky he was a bloke that fights in a cage. And
Yes,
it's hard to cancel
exactly.
those motherfuckers.
Well, you can't really cancel him.
No.
Especially when fucking
John Jones
yeah,
towels
but
up his missus
and
they're
the
like-
leader. The leader, Dana White's a bit of a fucking rogue cowboy himself.
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't-
Well, yeah, he's not like
No, but I just in terms of he doesn't give a fuck about that shit.
no,
fuck no.
But I would have thought if you were going to get cancelled for anything in the UFC, the John Jones one. But it's like
Well, even John hasn't been cancelled.
That's what I mean.
Like, John's coming back.
John versus Stipe, John versus Francis. Who the fuck knows? You're like, okay.
John's got one of the most fucked up rap sheets of all time.
Yeah.
And he's still
He's a crook unit,
that
ain't
is
he?
going. There's going.
He's a piece of shit.
He's got his drinking under control. It's like is that all?
When he got arrested that last time by the cops, and there he goes. I think he said something like, "If you didn't have guns, I wonder how many of you I could take." And then he fucking headbutts their car, their cop car and dents the fuck out of it. You're like,
Jeepers
oh my
creepers.
God.
Jeepers creepers.
Imagine like you being
I
a cop.
wonder
like,
how many of you could. Probably all of the
I
people
dare
yeah,
say
standing
all of them.
there.
Yeah. But it'd be like, it's like as a cop, you're like, I don't get paid enough. No. I don't get paid enough. This guy's the baddest fucking man to have ever lived, essentially.
John Jones in his prime, no one on the planet could have beat him in a fight.
No.
No.
Think about that.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, you could argue he's still technically
That's-
like how
that's
old is John
crazy.
Jones now, Dave?
Isn't
I think
that
he's like
crazy?
33.
Isn't that fucking wild?
Yeah, you're walking around, you're like, no one can beat me in a blue.
No one.
He's 34.
No wonder he's
34. Yeah, he's probably beyond prime.
No
now.
one. Well, no wonder he fucking started panning all manner of thing. Like
He'd be
that
scary
would
to
fuck with your
Mate,
He's also the
psyche.
he's the
wouldn't it?
youngest.
Knowing that you're literally the best fighter on the
yeah,
planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the youngest champion of all time as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
How old was
UFC, MMA or UFC.
yeah.
He was 20, 21,
shit.
22. He was young as fuck, dude. And he beat, I think it was Shogun to get it. Like, no one thought he was going to do it, and he fucked him up. I think he did a flying knee to start the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Such a renegade.
He also had, I think, Vitor Belfort basically snapping his arm, and he's just like, well, we're just going to ride this one out here, and then got out of it, and then just started beating the fuck out of him.
Mate, it's like,
Again, that could all be wrong.
that's why they're,
I'm pretty sure it's right, but I
Again,
also don't
yeah.
know. You just got to
Pinch
caveat this shit,
yourself.
Jarch, because then you get like some MMA guy coming, fucking, you don't even know what you're talking about. It's like, no, we know bits about everything and nothing about all things.
We had these two exactly. You just got to own it. We had two guys into us the other day going, look at these boomers trying to figure out the mic. We're like, what are you dead shits talking about? It doesn't work.
Yeah, we had to use the Yeti mic, and it was like the cord just kept dropping out, and we
Like,
fucking
we'll fix it. It's like, shh.
yeah, this
we'll-
guy
you'll
going,
fix
oh
it.
god,
Cool.
these boomers not knowing how to use a mic. I'm like, unless you can solve the issue of the mic cord just dropping out like a loose stool, I don't think that you're going to be able to help us, you fucking idiots.
yeah, that's probably how you dropped out.
They're like, oh, look at them. They're what is it like? Oh yeah, they're just bloody the most commonly used mic in the world, and they just don't know how to work it. They're upset they don't know how to work it. I'm like, no, dude, we're upset about poor craftsmanship and all that. Like, you know, on paying shitloads of money for something that doesn't work.
But dude, this is my thing about
It's hilarious. You're like,
comments
where are these
online and
people
shit.
from?
Like,
We don't usually reply to that. And then you see somebody go, you know, like me, myself, and Irene's like, da, na, 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 na. You're like, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do it.
I read it. I don't ever reply to that shit. I'm just like, it doesn't go anywhere.
Dude.
But I read comments like that, and I'm like, I know instantly. I go, that's going to set Tom off.
Yeah.
yeah,
That'll get me.
yeah.
And then I go back every couple of hours just to refresh it because I'm waiting for his reply, and then there it is.
Bang.
You're just That must be so satisfying.
Oh, mate, I
when
know.
you refresh.
I know him so well. I'm
Right,
like,
so-
Tommy's all over this. Don't worry
Oh,
about
mate, I'll defend us. Don't you worry about that.
When
that. Yeah, please. Thank God. You weren't in there defending us from the fucking mic trolls, bro.
Mate, you got to.
when Steph's in my videos, like people will leave like you know, just comment. It's the fucking internet, you know what I mean? People are just dipshits, and they'll leave comments, you know, about her physical appearance, whatever, and it like upsets her. And I'm like,
Oh, really?
yeah, because I've tried to put this on. I'm like, I never get upset by like internet comments or anything like that, because I'm like,
Don't
dude,
read them.
if I've read one and it's like, this guy's fucking dickhead or whatever, usually you click into the page, it's like an 8-year-old kid. Or this is my way of thinking about it. I'm like, and this is what I say to Steph, I'm like, listen, the dude that just commented on your physical appearance could be a pedophile. So who gives a fuck about you? Don't know who he could be, like some fat slob fucking.
I'm
it's
just
probably
trying to
some-
work out how that's the.
Think about this.
That seems like quite a leap.
No,
to
no, no,
it.
you've
Hey,
gotta
calm
go-
down, babe. He might be interested in children.
You've
Like,
got to go to the far ends of it, because you're like, why would you let an unnamed, faceless motherfucker affect your mood for the
could
day?
be anyone.
Because
No,
he
I
could
completely
be
understand.
The principle.
the principle's out. No,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like that's
You were
maybe.
rattled by the pedophile
I was
thing.
rattled by the
Yeah.
pedophile thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
But
It's
it
a
could
rattling
be.
word.
It's
could
there's
be.
a lot. It's a lot of baggage wrapped up in that.
Correct,
You know?
but it could be.
Of course, it could be.
So
That's
could
his
be.
point.
Could be Brad Pitt. That'd be upsetting for her then.
Great point.
You got to say if it could be a pedophile, it could be Brad Pitt.
It's a huge point. Right, I better
You better rejig that. I think maybe you just.
We'll just let her know it could be Brad Pitt. And
Well,
that
no,
should
because
help.
that'd fucking rattle her.
That
Because
will
if Brad
rattle
Pitt's having a crack
We'll
at
just
her
reset
appearance-
her.
Huh?
Just reset things.
Yeah, I might take a different approach.
What about this? What about
Just
if you
start with
start
just a new analogy.
start a fake account, call yourself Brad Pitt, leave comments on your own thing going,
Nice
damn.
tits, yeah.
Yeah, well,
You look physically attractive.
And use the photo of him in Troy.
Troy.
Smart.
Or Fight Club.
When he walks back into the tent and takes his gear
I
off.
was in the cinema watching that and dead set.
Fight
there
Club or
was
Troy?
Troy. And I was in Armidale watching that in the cinema, and there was dead set. Like when that happened, there was like literally that rattled, that echoed through the cinema of all these
Imagine
women
having that
nearly
effect.
slipping off their seats. He
Jesus.
was phenomenal.
It's funny, like in the context of that film, Troy, you're like, oh, this is this crazy, like, not mystical because it's real, but like the whole storyline and the, all that shit. But
It
then
is
it's
mystical.
like, well,
It's
yeah,
not
but they
real.
think the city of Troy, I think was real.
I don't think it was.
Yeah,
mate,
but
was it?
like Achilles and
Obviously, a
fucking
guy didn't
Hector and
necessarily
shit
have his
were-
power in his Achilles. I'm just saying, but I'm pretty sure the city of Troy was fucking legit.
It's all from that Homer's Iliad, which I've tried to work out what that
Dave,
is.
can
I think
you
it's
just do
like
a bit of
poem.
drawing on the existence of Troy?
Yeah, so Troy was an ancient city located in present-day Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah. It's not...
Yeah.
But just I want it
Buried under sand.
more. I think what's funny is like if you made an Australian version of Troy and it was just a dude called Troy,
would be.
and it's a guy just standing outside his house. And It's
Yeah.
like it's Troy. Like, oh my god. Some guy called Brad Pitt and he's in the Australian version of Troy, but it's just like, what the fuck? No, he's called Troy.
That
It's just
would
a
be
guy
great.
called Troy.
I like
Because
that.
like the Australian name Troy doesn't carry
know
the
any
same
Troys?
panache.
Not
Do you
the
know any
same way.
Troys?
I don't
do.
know any Troys.
I know Troy. Yeah, I know Troy.
I bet you
You
know
know
a
a
bunch
Troy?
of Troys. I think you'd know at least 8 Troys.
How many Troys do you know? Says a lot about you how many Troys you know.
Yeah. Well, man of the people knows plenty of Troys.
Mate, I don't know how many. One comes to mind. Troy Yarnold from Walker.
Troy
Yarnold.
Yarnold. So he's got Troy Y into a Y,
Yarnold.
but it starts with a Y.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's
he
got a
does.
double Y.
Double
yeah.
Y.
He's double
Troy
Y.
Yarnold.
Well, he's playing two Ys off each other,
Yes.
which is bold.
That's
It is-
huge,
it is
dude. 2 Ys back to back.
Yeah, back-to-back Ys is...
He's also got the word yarn in his name, which is pretty cool.
Mate.
Spin one.
Yeah. Maybe he acts
If
in
you
the
couldn't
Australian
spin a
version of
yarn, but
Troy.
you had yarn in your name, where are you?
Yeah, you're lost.
You're in purgatory.
You're in purgatory. You're dead.
No
right.
other living nor dead.
How many other Troys I know?
You know what? I
come
think
back to
that's-
us on
Yeah,
that.
come back to
I'm gonna come back to
Don't
Come up with a list.
You come back to a list of Troys, and shout out to Troys nationally and internationally.
And shout out to Tyler's name, Tyler, that reached out.
And some guy sent us in one as well that was called Ricky the Bricky. I was like, that's a fucking, that's great.
I've also got to do a shout out as well. I've got to
Okay.
shout out Spud because he came up to me. This bloke came up to me in their pub the other day and was like, "Oh, I love your videos. I think he found my videos from you guys." He's like, "I love those guys." I'm like, "Well, I'm going on there in a few weeks, mate." He goes, "Could you give Spud a shout out?" I
Shout
said,
out to Spud.
I can, Spud.
Shout out to
Shout out to Spud, who I believe is in the Spud game. Spuds.
Spuds. I'm glad he didn't call it Spuds Potatoes because he would have missed an opportunity.
He would have.
He really-
And
he
I think
really would've.
originally he did go Spuds Potatoes, and someone sat him down and
was
said,
like, "Bro."
listen,
A marketing genius sat him down and went, "Listen, you are missing out on."
yeah. Maybe an
serious
uncle or a
opportunity.
cousin or something
Yeah.
said, listen, we need to rework that.
Yeah. You ever thought of
Let's
just
cancel that ABN and we'll start a new
we'll start
one.
a new one. Cancel it now though.
Spuds.
Oh, you didn't have an ABN. Shocking.
Sole trader? Oh, no, cash. Right.
Friend of the show who I was away with, Gab. It's my mate's wife. We
We know her.
were playing Articulate.
Yeah, I like that game.
It's a fun fucking game,
Fucking
dude.
oath it is.
It's a fun game, but she was trying to explain like a word or something that I think had spud in it, and she was like, a word that you like call people that are attractive, and we're like, what the fuck? And then we get to it, we're like, what the fuck was that? And she's like, spud. And I was like, do you mean stud? And she's like, what, stud? No, so she's been calling like hunky dudes spuds.
If you're a spud, it means you got something wrong with you.
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah, so, oh my God, he's such a spud. I'm like, what?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
She's been saying spud for
Spuds.
31 years. Well, not that long, but like,
Yes.
call it 20.
Well, you start talking to what? 1, 2, 1.5, 2?
When you start
we're
looking
not all
interested
your
in men, you're
daughter.
15, 16?
Great point.
16 years of
Yeah.
spud instead of stud.
He's an absolute spud.
Oh my
So all her
God.
friends thought she just hated every bloke.
Yeah, why is she
Jesus.
fucking,
God, she gets
why
a
is she
high
hooking
standards.
up with that fucking guy she just called a spud?
She's sitting in Troy. She's like, oh, Brad Pitt's such a spud.
Well, yeah, he is a
What?
spud. Why is she hooking up with him?
Well, I mean, that's just like, that must have completely reshaped her life.
I think it certainly was like, when you have the colorblind glasses and you put it on, you go, oh my God, I can see color now.
Yeah.
For her, she's like, I've been calling people spuds.
Did
and
you
I
see
plenty
Logan Paul try and fake that?
No.
Fucking one of the funniest shit you'll
As
see.
in, was he intentionally being funny?
No. He
Tried to fake what?
His ego got to the point where he thought like he could act obviously really well, like in this video. And there's those videos of people that like put colorblind glasses on.
Yeah.
Like, and so
Really
he
emotional
does
shit.
it. He puts it on and he goes, oh my God. And he wasn't colorblind. And he tried to like fake that he was colorblind.
How long ago?
Oh, a few years ago. And it's fucking like, it turned me into a sultana watching it. I was it was so cringy.
Oh, right.
And he got roasted.
That's probably why Karma got back to bite him and he bought all those fucking Pokemon cards that weren't real.
Yeah, true. But he
Like
got
2 million or 3 million?
3.5 million.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon maybe filming dead people in a Japanese forest might have been worth more karma than faking
That old
colorblindness.
chestnut.
But
Did
I
he
hear
do that?
Oh, fuck yeah. You're wearing like a
Eddie
green
Ov
alien.
has not existed in the world for the last 15 years, fame. Who's Jason Momoa? Who's fucking King of Queens?
This is true.
Different interest.
What? Yeah, true.
Well, what are your interests, dude?
Well,
I'll
sorry,
tell-
I
he
haven't
can
watched
tell you the
fucking
history
Logan
of
Paul
dogs.
videos.
Yeah,
Where
true.
they've all come from.
Yeah.
And trees and shit. He knows a lot
Sorry, I
about
don't know fucking Logan Paul.
No, you're a huge tree guy. Oh, that's actually a deciduous fucking conifer tree. Okay, mate, relax.
What's a lignochere?
Yeah, hey, Eddie, we're at the pub. Cool it with the tree yarns, dude. No one gives a fuck.
Oh, sorry, I won't come anymore.
Oh, no. What have we done?
Oh, no.
I actually enjoy them, mate. I
Yeah.
think
No, they're great, dude.
It's where I learn a lot of
Yeah,
my shit.
you just always want to be in the
Sit down,
beer
we
garden where
pour a
there's a
couple of
tree.
whiskies and
Yeah.
just
Talk
shit.
about trees.
That's it, buh.
Yeah.
That us?
I reckon it might be
What
us.
time? How long we going, Dior?
Hour 50.
Strong.
Strong.
Hour 50?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds
Christ.
about right.
Powerful.
When you sit down, you yarn with a couple of old
It goes quick.
It goes quick.
You ever heard the saying, time flies?
When you're
you're
eating
having
rum.
fun.
Oh,
Remember the saying,
The-
when the... No,
the
that,
time is
you know what
now
they say?
to be building
Building
um
A shy.
shine. So
I hope we get to do this again.
I really do.
I'd love to do it again.
I've truly enjoyed it.
We'll do it again.
You know what I'd love to
Well, you
do?
know when we could do it is
When?
when
When do you think we'll
you know when that yeah
Dude, if we get that,
just before the
you know
at the end of the
no, that bloke the other day, because
Yeah.
he was saying he would.
if we get Streety to once he's back from where the fuck is he?
He's got.
well, he's gone up to him and
he
Carly
went
went to
well, whenever they're back from there,
Yeah.
well, he's got the kid coming. So maybe we'll see.
oh he's got the right okay
He is with child. I'd love to do it with some cigars and whiskies.
Yes, with maybe some people punching each other on the TV,
That's what I'm thinking.
or maybe
that's what I'm thinking. So it's funny you were thinking that because I was thinking it too.
the only problem with me and Eddie, right? Because obviously we're now highly trained media professionals.
Correct.
Is that our concern is that if we get whiskey and cigars into you and Hamish on a live stream, that we lose our livelihoods. Like
it's your concern.
it's certainly my concern.
I'm-
It's certainly his. But what Eddie likes to do is
Play the
be
cool guy.
concerned and then publicly, hey, I'm Eddie Sims. I don't give a fuck about anything, bro. I just love trees. You know what I mean? That's the Eddie that no one sees.
Okay.
I think if you just remind them subtly that you are live, it's okay.
We probably have a big sign under the TV.
I dare say so.
Live.
Well, look, I think it's more for street than Jarch.
Whiskey Jarch will get you cancelled.
No, he can be measured. I believe in
I
Jarch.
can be measured.
Yeah.
I believe
If it's in my
Jarch.
brain. if
So
I don't need
you're
to
more
be,
concerned
I'll
about
get
street.
cancelled.
I'm more concerned about Jarch, whilst also being concerned about street.
So maybe you are my babysitter. He is streets.
You know what'll happen? One of us will say something that gets cancelled.
That's exactly what'll happen, mate.
Probably me.
It stinks of that.
Yeah.
I'm most likely.
It stinks of it.
Now, you
But
could
no,
be like, what
thank
the
you,
fuck?
but
Do you say shit to get you cancelled? No. But
No.
maybe I would.
But maybe.
it's-
Anyway.
Yeah, you'd be the guy.
Yeah.
We'll be careful.
Thanks
All
for
right,
coming on, Jay.
Thank you. And shout
Good
out
to
to
see you,
Harry
bro.
Jovic too. I said I'd do that too. So shout
Oh,
out.
okay.
Harry. What's happening with Ruby, bro?
Yeah, what's happening with Ruby has?
Oh, shit. We got a bit
Spill
of...
the tea, bro.
Is there something going on there?
There's a bit of a. I think there's.
Well, there's a bit of back and forth.
Is he about to join the clan?
Well, we don't know.
If he, last time when he first met Eddie,
yeah,
he
it'd be a
clammed
dream
up,
for him, wouldn't
and
it?
He tried to be so cool. He tried to be too cool, and he said he clammed up when he met Eddie and got really weird. And
that's
he
so
tried to crack
funny.
jokes that just weren't. And Eddie was like, it was fucking pisser.
But I didn't notice.
He didn't notice.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
I said to
Like,
Harry,
it wasn't. It was obvious to Harry, but it wasn't obvious at all to me.
so I texted
I bet this
Harry.
wasn't the shout out he was hoping for.
Anyway, yeah, shout out to Joff. Good work, mate.
Oh, fuck. All right. Catch you later.
Later.
Love you, cunts.
Could you two just not talk anymore?